Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have our 2024 love life prediction. So if you're curious what you can expect happening in your love life during the year of 2024, we're going to be going through the astrology, we're going to be going through some tarot cards so that you can get an accurate idea and prediction of what you can expect in your love life during this next year. There's also timestamps linked down below, so if you want to skip over to the tarot card prediction where you can pick your card and then also skip to your personal tarot reading, all the timestamps are linked down below so that you can easily navigate this video. But with that being said, let's hop into the astrology transits in 2024. So I want to begin this video by saying that it's going to be really important to know your sun sign and your Venus sign for this portion of the video. If you have a sun or Venus in an earth sign or in an air sign, those are the two most amplified signs for their love lives in 2024. So if you have a Venus in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or a Venus in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, or a sun sign in one of those signs, then your love life is going to be incredibly amplified and blessed in 2024. The reason being is because there's many different trines and conjunctions happening between Jupiter and Venus within this next year, and they're all happening in the earth signs and in the air signs. If you do not know what your sun or Venus sign is in Western astrology, because this video is focused on the Western astrology transits, I'm gonna leave some free calculators down below so you could calculate your sun sign in Western astrology and also your Venus sign in Western astrology. You can also calculate your partners or somebody else that you're curious about if you know their birthday so that you can find out their sun and Venus placement as well. So just so you can know, are they the ones that are in the earth signs or the air signs? Because for my earth signs and air signs, your year of 2024 is just going to be a little bit more potent when it comes to these transits that we have between Venus and Jupiter. However, it's still going to bring amazing blessings and amazing energy to all of the zodiac signs. But if you want to know whether you are an earth sign or air sign in your sun or Venus, then all that information for calculating that is linked down below so that you can know whether you're part of that little bit of extra magic and enhancement this year. Okay, so the first special date that we have is happening on January 28th. Some people are going to experience this energy a little bit before and perhaps even a little bit after this particular date, but we have Venus in Capricorn trine Jupiter in Taurus. So this is going to be really creating big enhancement for my earth signs. So even if you're a Virgo, this trine is still going to be affecting my Virgos, my Tauruses, and my Capricorns, my sun and Venuses. So whether you're a sun or Venus in those earth signs, this is going to be adding that little extra enhancement. But no matter what zodiac sign you are, remember that these transits are still special and will still be bringing you really good energy. This particular trine that we have is going to really help solidify, enhance, and make your love life even more sturdy and stable. So even if you're single, this could be a lot of healing, healing to help you feel more secure and stable within yourself and within your love life. This is increasing your own value, the things that you value, getting clearer on what it is that you desire and want. And if you already are in a relationship, this is helping that relationship solidify and become even more stable. The next special transit that we have is May 22nd. And this one is actually a very interesting one. This is a conjunction in Taurus between Venus and Jupiter. And this is happening at the 29th degree of Taurus, which can indicate that there's really potent learning around this time and integrating old lessons. So this helps us close out old chapters. The 29th degree is like the last degree of the degrees of the zodiac. And so when it's the last degree, it helps us shed old things from our past. This can be an incredible healing time, and it will be affecting my Tauruses the most. So my Taurus Venuses and my Taurus Suns. It will be affecting you the most. So this is happening on May 22nd. However, it's still going to affect all of the signs, but this is helping us close out old chapters when it comes to patterns that maybe we want to let go of in our love life, helping us heal old things within our love life. This could also be a time where we have to make some really big decisions within our love life as well. And it can also be affecting our money as well. So if we've needed to revise our relationship with money, and if we've needed to heal certain things with our relationship with money, it's also helping us look at that. And again, you might start feeling this energy slightly before May 22nd or even slightly after, but the peak time is going to be May 22nd. 22nd for this transit. The next special date that we have is September 14th and 15th. We're gonna have another trine between Venus and Jupiter. Venus will be in Libra and Jupiter will be in Gemini. So this is gonna be affecting my air sign. So if you are an air sun sign or an air Venus, this transit is going to be affecting you the most, and it's also gonna be affecting my Aquariuses, since Aquarius will be part of that trine as well. So if you are one of those air signs within your sun sign or your Venus sign, you're going to get that extra little magic from this transit. However, it's still going to be affecting all of my signs as always. This trine helps us with communication. So if you're single, this is a time where you might start talking to somebody new. You might have friends that might be trying to set you up with somebody. This is a time where there's just love in the air, and you just might be feeling more free and more airy and more open within your love life and within your own self-love as well. If you're already in a relationship, this is enhancing communication within that relationship. This is also enhancing intellectual conversations, feeling that closeness, feeling that fulfillment when it comes to your love connections at this time of the year. Also, when it comes to just your own inner self and your own inner work, this is getting more mental clarity within your love life. This is helping you clear out and just feel lighter and more open. And since we also have the Libra energy within this transit as well, Libra is a zodiac sign that's very flirtatious. It's very fun. It's very romantic. So this could be a time of the year where you also feel just extra romantic, extra self-love, and it's a very positive time for all of my zodiac signs. But again, that extra little magic is going to be sprinkled on all of my air sun signs and air Venus signs. And then our last important date of the year is going to be December 19th, where we have another trine between Venus and Jupiter. Venus will be in Aquarius and Jupiter will still be in Gemini. So this will be affecting, again, all of my air signs. So if you are an air sun sign or an air Venus sign, this is going to be affecting you the most and putting that extra little sprinkle of magic on your love life. But again, it affects all the signs. This transit is, again, really great for opening communication, enhancing your love life, enhancing your mental connection with people. This could again be a time where you feel like communication is much more open. You feel like you have lots to communicate. People might be telling you things. People might be opening up to you. So if you're single, you might have somebody that's like expressing their feelings to you and saying like, hey, maybe I want to ask you out, or this is how I feel about you. I really like you. It's just really open communication, and there's new communication coming through. If you are already in a relationship, your partner just might be opening up to you lots more, might be saying things that you're like, wow, I've never even heard of that before. It's a great time for sharing stories, having more connections. It could also indicate travel for some people as well, and really fun new places to visit. So your love life might be enhanced by going to places that are like, oh, this is really exciting, this is new, this is fun to explore. So it's bringing in lots of that good energy within your love life. And again, that's happening on December 19th as our last major trine of the year between Venus and Jupiter. So those are our special, really potent times of the year for your love life. Again, that's affecting all of the zodiac signs. It's really good luck for every single zodiac sign that's out there, but for the earth signs and also the air signs, there's that extra sprinkle of magic because it's happening in those particular zodiac signs. So that's going to be that extra little magic for you throughout the year. And I'm really excited to see what manifests for you and what ends up happening. This is such a good time for just enhancing more love, more romance, more healing, and calling in and manifesting new things within your love life. So thank you so much for joining me here for the astrology prediction, and let's go ahead and dive right into our tarot cards. Hello, my loves, and welcome to the 2024 Love Life Prediction. If you're curious what's going to be happening in your love life in the year of 2024, we have our tarot cards, our oracle cards, and we are going to be asking Spirit and the universe to bring information for your highest good at this time to let you know what you can expect in your love life in this next year. I'm so excited to get into it with you. If you are new to these types of videos, we pull the tarot cards, we pull the oracle, and we get, again, information for your highest good at this time to let you know what you can expect, the energies that are accumulating and what is in your future. So If you're new, I'm going to give you a quick little explanation about how this works. So I have 5 different groups in front of me. We have group number 1. This has a piece of rose quartz on the top. So if you're drawn to this group, then that would be your pile. There's going to be timestamps linked down below for everything so that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction. Group number 2, we have a crystal of Thulite on the top. So if you're drawn to this one, that's going to be your pile. Group number 3, we have a Selenite heart. Group number 4, we have some Amethyst and then also some, what is this, like iron and quartz. It's like crimson quartz. And then group number 5, we have a piece of Fluorite on the top. So we have a couple different group options depending on which one that you are drawn towards the most. That's going to be your group. So if you want to know the secret for choosing the right pile, then I highly recommend using your intuition to do so. Your intuition is usually a part of you that just speaks so quickly, so fast. It's like this first thing that pops into your head. So when you're looking at these piles, which one sticks out to you the most? And it might not necessarily be the prettiest pile, although it might be, but the first one that just pops into your head, it calls to you. It's like, oh my gosh, my eyes just like darted over there. If you're less of a visual person, then another little trick that you can do is to close your eyes and wait for a number between 1 and 5 to pop into your head. And then the first number that pops into your head without you even thinking about it, that is your intuition speaking to you. And then that would be your pile. And then again, there's timestamps linked down below so that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction for your love life in 2023. And that is how this works. You can pause the video, you can take as much time as you need to, but remember that usually the intuition speaks to you very quickly, very fast. And yeah, that is that. So with that being said, if you would like to hop into this video, then let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so my group number 1s, if you chose this pile, this is going to reveal your love life for 2024. So let's dive right in. Okay, group 1, we have Page of Swords being reversed, 7 of Swords upright. We have the Sun card, which is amazing. I love that this is your center card here. Then we also have the Hermit and then the Ace of Pentacles being reversed. So a couple of different things that I'm feeling for you. The Page of Swords being reversed indicates that sometimes we might have a hard time speaking about what we need, or when we do speak about what we need, maybe it's coming across in the wrong way, or maybe we're scared to come across the wrong way. We're scared of misunderstandings. Maybe it causes some miscommunication sometimes, or maybe we just have like past trauma from previous relationships or from our upbringing that whenever we speak about our needs, it didn't go well in the past. And so we're almost kind of like hiding or tiptoeing around, kind of like trying to drop hints about what we need, but then we find that it doesn't really bring us to where we wanted to go. And we're kind of struggling a little bit when it comes to talking about what we want, what we need, and maybe you feel like you're bending over backwards sometimes within your love life when it comes to those things. And perhaps like what I really feel for you is this is a year of learning how to come out of your shell and communicate what you need. This is coming to the surface and learning the value of speaking for yourself and communicating what you need from other people and what your genuine, true, authentic thoughts and feelings are, and not feeling bad about communicating that. Because again, there's different ways we can communicate things, and also depending on who we're with, if that person is emotionally mature, they'll be able to hear us, right? So sometimes it's just the people that we're surrounded by that, or have been surrounded by in the past that have made us feel that way. So I really feel like this is your year of becoming more of the Sun card. This is your center card. This is the most significant card in the reading for you. And the Sun card is one of the best cards in the entire tarot deck because it is authenticity. It is shining bright, shining your light, feeling confident. It's all about fun and just absorbing the beauty, absorbing the amazing emotions, vibes. Like, this is such a high vibrational card. And I think this year for you in your love life, this is about you stepping into this. This is also a card of compassion, a card of honoring your inner child, by the way. So for a lot of you, I'm feeling like your past has caused you to kind of shut down communicating a little bit, or being open to hearing other people communicate as well, because this is also, the swords are communication, but part of communication is also listening, being able to hear other people and to listen to what they're truly saying, rather than trying to pick apart what we want to hear, you know, and trying to find like, you know, I'm hearing a little bit of an underlying hint in there. Maybe I should just think about this or think about that. It's like, sometimes we just need to like fully hear what other people are saying without, you know, getting defensive, or without trying to pick it apart and trying to see it in the way that we are wanting to hear. It's like, no, let's be authentic. And this is your year of being authentic. This is your year of also honoring the fact that, you know, we have the Hermit card here. This is a deep inner soul search. This is soul searching, learning, and coming out on top. Like, coming out as the Sun card. So first off, I know we're talking a lot about like the lessons that you're learning, but the fact that we have the Sun card here, I really feel like your love life is going to transform for the better this year, because you're learning how to be even more open, more vulnerable, but in the best ways, you know, being vulnerable because being authentic, being able to shine our light, shine our truth, and to also love who we are enough to not be scared of showing that to other people, right? And loving yourself enough that it's like, okay, if that person doesn't accept me, if that person doesn't actually like me, then that's it. That's fine. That's their problem. That's not mine. I'm going to go hang out with people that love my light, that help me enhance my light and don't dim my light. Because the Seven of Swords right here, this is dim. Look at, like, this person's in the shadows. So their thoughts, their feelings, their listening, it's like, it's black. They don't want to kind of face the things that are going on, or to hear things authentically, or to speak things authentically. It's kind of just like, no, I just, like, it's hard to face. Sometimes the truth is hard to face. However, there's ways in which we can speak truth and face truth that ends up transforming us into the highest, greatest, and best version of ourselves. And that's by loving and respecting yourself enough that you want to know other people's truth, because you want to know whether you're in alignment with them or not. So you want to hear it out. And then two, the other side of this is also being able to speak your authenticity, because you know the best feeling in a relationship is when you're able to speak so authentically with that person, because you know that, like, your authenticity isn't necessarily going to scare them away. It's not going to scare them away, because they genuinely are there for you, and you already feel comfortable being you. So you don't need to hide. You don't need to put on a mask. You don't need to put on a facade. You don't need to walk on tippy toes, because Seven of Swords is like walking on tippy toes and being super cautious and calculated with everything that we do, because we're scared of like triggering somebody else, or we're scared of, you know, being disappointed. And so we walk on tippy toes. But no, oh my God, that's not a good feeling. Like, you want people around you who genuinely love you for you, allow you to be you, and trust me, people like this exist. They allow you to be you, where you can speak so authentically and you're not scared of scaring them away, or them running away, or them stabbing you in the back for that, right? Like, this person's so scared of being stabbed in the back. They're so calculated with everything that they're doing, because they're so afraid of doing something wrong, or they're so afraid of things going wrong or not going their way. So they're so calculated. I almost feel like there might be someone that maybe you really want their attention, or you really want things to go in a certain way. So you're almost kind of making certain moves, doing certain calculations of how can I act to make them like me? And you're probably trying to find out all the information of like, what is this person like and how can I be that? But no, oh my gosh, that's not like, because then we're not making an authentic relationship. You know, we're just putting on a mask, which eventually that mask has to come off sometime. We don't want to keep walking on eggshells like that. That's not good. The Sun card, you're learning how to be you this year, and how to come out of your shell, and also how to just honor, like, the Hermit card makes me kind of feel like you are a bit more of an introvert at times, possibly a little bit more shy, a little bit more cautious with things, because maybe, yeah, you've had some experiences in the past. But this year, I feel like you're learning how to honor your maybe more introvertedness, not shyness, that's like, but you know, more introvertedness. You're learning how to honor that, but also to shine your light and be authentic at the same time. Like, this is the Hermit card. This is like a master wizard here. Yes, he's more reclusive, he's more intuitive, he's more empathic, you know, more kind of just sensitive to those energies, more introverted. However, the Hermit is also so authentic, willing to shine his light, be himself, right? And I feel like this is you learning how to fully be yourself in a relationship. And Ace of Pentacles being reversed can kind of indicate that we're starting to realize what it is we really want and the things we actually want to pursue and strive for. You might be realizing that there's something that you are trying to work towards and you're like, wait a minute, why was I trying to work towards that? Why was I trying to make that go in that certain way rather than just letting things unfold as they may, so that I can authentically find the people that align with me the best and the people that are on my same vibe, you know? Like Ace of Pentacles, I think you're just gonna be, there's something you're dropping out of your life. I think you're dropping habits. Like, look at this. Upright, we're grabbing hold of something and we're like, yeah, let me plant this seed. But reverse, it's like, what are we letting go of? There's something that I feel like you are just ready to drop out of your life. You're like, I don't need this anymore. Let me let that go. Like, yeah, you're definitely dropping something out of your life. I think it's part of it's going to be habits and things like that. But then it also might be people who you're realizing like they're actually not in alignment with who I am. And yeah, so that's going to be, for one, some big realizations there. The next cards that we're going to pull out of here is going to be these ones. Let's see. We have the Rose's Kiss. Ooh, I've actually, you know, I've had this deck for so long and I don't think this particular card has ever come up in a reading before, which is pretty rare because normally, you know, we're pulling cards so often that I see all the cards in the deck, but I don't think that one's ever come up for us before. However, the meaning of this is you're getting in alignment with who you are actually truly attracted to. The ladybugs, whenever we have a ladybug come through, it indicates genuine love coming our way and us blossoming and opening up. You think about the rose, it's blossoming and opening up and allowing real love in. Being open, being vulnerable, opening up, blooming. It's also more self-confidence as well. We also have Call of the Muse, so finding what truly lights you up this year. Look at, she's also dancing, which always kind of indicates like releasing your inhibitions. Now that song's gonna get stuck in my head. But Call of the Muse, what are the things that truly light you up and make you feel good? Because this year is about getting in alignment with that. We also have Roots of Abundance and Beautiful Uncaging. I'm not even surprised that that one's coming up for you. I'm sure you're already understanding what this card is saying, but if not, we'll go over it anyway. Roots of Abundance, you are now rooting into what you actually, like what's gonna make you grow. When we think about roots, it's what picks up the nutrients for us to grow. This year, you are going deep into what you actually need in order to thrive. When we don't root ourselves somewhere that actually has all the nutrients that we need. So for example, when we're trying to chase after people who aren't giving us what we actually need to feel loved and to feel appreciated, when we're rooting ourselves to people that are not giving us that, it's gonna be so hard for us to grow. It's gonna be so hard for us to thrive. Roots of Abundance, the way that we achieve abundance, the way that we achieve the greatest love of our life is by rooting ourselves and only choosing to take root in the places that make us feel amazing, the places that have the sunlight, rather than rooting ourselves to the dark shadows where we have to kind of tiptoe and we're like, oh, that didn't work. Oh, that didn't work. Like, imagine your toes like the roots and you're like rooting yourself to places that you're like, oh shoot, that burnt me. That's not good. That's not good. It's like, we're not thriving when we're doing that. We're not thriving when we're putting on a mask and telling ourselves like, you can't put a mask on one of your plants and like put them in dead dirt that's like not full of anything good, and maybe it's full of just like rot and poison. Your plant's not gonna thrive. So think about where you plant yourself and the masks that you put on. It's no bueno. So Roots of Abundance, where are you rooting yourself? Root yourself to the places that make you thrive, the places that actually give you what you need, the people that actually give you what you need, you know? Beautiful Uncaging, and the only way to get in alignment with those people is to be authentic, to uncage your heart, to open up that light. This whole year is about that for you, is opening up your light. And oh my goodness, do I ever promise you that you're gonna be calling in amazing people into your life and improving things in your love life as you begin to open up, you may notice that you feel like dropping certain things. You're like, okay, no longer doing that anymore, no longer hanging on to that person. But that's gonna help for you, okay? Next card that we have for you is higher perspective, gaining a higher perspective on life. This is also ascending. I feel like you used to drop yourself for certain people. You used to try to come down to their level. Maybe you felt like you were rising because you were, you know, maybe putting on a mask to please somebody, and maybe that felt like, oh, I'm rising, but we're not realizing that we're actually compromising ourselves, and anytime we compromise ourselves, we're not rising, we're doing the opposite. So higher perspective, I see that you're just gonna be like flipping the coin, doing things very differently, and being able to rise above those old situations that kept you as this Seven of Swords. Like, you're rising above that. We also have dare to dream, grabbing hold of what you actually want. Look at that, dare to dream, grabbing hold of what you want, grabbing hold of the gem, realizing that you're a gem, realizing your worth, and being able to realize that you can manifest amazing things in your love life. Dare to dream that, because maybe beforehand you felt like being the Seven of Swords person because maybe you didn't feel like the true perfect love was out there for you. Maybe you were scared that you were never gonna find that. However, this year it's like, aren't we better off just being the sun and finding people that are in alignment with us? And let me tell you, there's genuinely good people out there. So yes, anyway, we also have fate. Ooh. This is so meant to be that you were going through this, because this is going to allow you to rise above and do so much learning to where you're never going to come back here again. You're opening up an entirely new chapter where you're not going to go backwards. It's impossible to go backwards from here. It is impossible to go backwards. Fate, I also think that there's going to be a really good surprise for you in 2024 when it comes to your love life. The new you that's going to birth out, miracles are about to happen. This egg is like a surprise. It's reminding me of like Kinder Surprise, except it's going to be like a million times better than one of those things, because, you know, we're talking about your love life here. So some really amazing surprise is about to come in for you. I think that you're going to have more self-love and self-respect than you've had ever in your life thus far. And I think it's going to be so freeing for you. And I think there's a surprise in your love life. It's going to be slightly different for each of you watching this, but I feel like it's this, part of it is going to show you, part of the surprise, one of its purposes is to show you the potentials of what is out there, to show you what real love is, and to begin to birth so that you can welcome in, so you can receive. Oh my God, this is gonna help you receive love, to see like, oh, that's what receiving is supposed to be like? You mean receiving isn't just me like trying to walk on my tippy toes in order to get like breadcrumbs from somebody, in order to get like a slight acknowledgement or a slight bit of affection? You mean I don't need to walk over hurdles and do that? No. So it's going to show you that. It's going to show you that once you blossom, you will call in and magnetize the right people to you. We also have the card of withdrawal. I do feel like this year, when you spend time alone, it is going to excel you in your love life, because I think you're going to have so many epiphanies, so much growth from that. I think it's going to completely shift you in so many ways. And this fox as well, I feel like it's, ooh, that just gave me a message. So I feel like there's been times in your life where you felt like you had to, try to please, you know, a potential partner with, you know, always offering up like sexiness, always offering up like pleasure. Maybe you always felt like you needed to do that, and you were scared that somebody was going to run away or not want you if you didn't offer that. And the fox being withdrawn, it's like you're withdrawing that a little bit, because you're realizing like that aspect of you, you know, the passion that you can give, the intimacy, that's something sacred. That's something so special. And once you withdraw that from the people that aren't fully in alignment with you, or, you know, maybe even if you are with somebody who is in alignment with you, you don't need to like do things when you don't feel like doing them, okay? That's a big message coming through here with withdrawal and the fox. Withdrawing some of the sexiness. You don't need to be that 100% of the time in order for somebody to like you. You don't need to give that up all the time in order for somebody to like you. Like, that's something that's sacred to you, and you should only be doing those things when you feel in that mood, when you feel in alignment with that, you know? It's not something like, oh, I feel like this is a huge like learning time for you, and I feel like there's a lot of bodily healing for you through this. Healing passion, healing desire, healing just inner relationships. It's going to be such an amazing year for changing things around for you, to uncage your heart, but maybe withdraw a bit of what you offer. Maybe we've been offering stuff way too soon because we feel like, oh, I need to like lock this down, so let's do that, and then maybe this person will like me more. Maybe, no, it never works like that. It literally doesn't ever. If you ask anybody who's been there, it's never, that has never worked in the history of histories. The most genuine people are the ones that will wait for you no matter what. The most genuine people are the ones that, you know, somebody who really loves you and really wants to be with you isn't going to expect that. They're going to so respect whether you, when you want it and when you don't. They will fully respect that, you know, because they love you. They're not just seeing you as like a, anyway, this is a whole lesson going on right now. Diving into these cards, what else do we have? We have romance. Oh, this year. So even though that things are going to be withdrawn, I feel like through that, this is actually going to reawaken your passion, because maybe you kind of almost felt like intimately withdrawn a little bit in your love life. Maybe you felt intimately withdrawn. Maybe there were certain things going on. Maybe there's a lot of mental stuff going on, and maybe things have felt either on pause, or maybe you feel like taking a little break from that. All the things that we've been saying. This is going to help you reawaken what real romance is, and I feel like you're going to be approaching things so much differently in your love life, and it's going to reawaken romance in an entirely new way for you in this next year. I also feel like you are going to be romanticizing you and your life, and there's a difference between like foxiness and sexiness versus like romance. There's like a difference between that. Both have their time and place, but romance is like the one that like hits the soul, right? It fulfills the soul. And I feel like for you, this is about you romanticizing your life to reawaken your inner spark in your love life, to make you feel good. Like, there's a whole bunch of like learning here that's going to fully transform everything. We also have friendship. Friendship was reversed there, which might be significant. But where are we, like maybe at times we've like gone past the friendship point of certain things. Maybe there's even a friend in your life who's going to be like supporting you through this time. There might be somebody significant that helps support you, or that might be a shoulder to kind of rest on and to get advice from, and all those things, to get more guidance. But also, I think this is about creating that friendship bond with the people or the person that you love, right? Creating more of that friendship bond. I also do think that there might be somebody coming into your life. Possibly they might even be present right now for some of you. If not, this is gonna be like an entirely new person. But where, oh, I also got another side message of somebody who might not be wanting to commit. They just kind of want to stay friends, but with more. If any of you are in that situation where somebody's like, oh no, I just want to be friends, but I want to like also have my cake and eat it too. You know, and maybe they're just not wanting to give you that commitment. I feel like no, you're worth so much more than that. Like, don't let somebody treat you that way. If you are in that, no. It's time to let those friendships go, because that is not, no, they're just taking up space then. They're just taking up space where we could potentially find something else. But anyway, also alongside friendship, it's so beautiful to have like those friendship bonds as well, in our life and effort. You deserve the effort. You deserve somebody who's so willing to shower you with love. I also feel like that's going to be coming for you in 2024. I feel like you're going to be so realizing what it is that you deserve. And I think come like midway between 2020, or did I say 2022? I meant 2024. Maybe something significant happened in 2022. Maybe that's why I said that. 2024, midway through, I think some things are going to be shifting and happening where you might start attracting people who really want to put in that effort for you and really want to show you what real love is. And then caution. Where are we letting people just... Where are we ignoring the caution that's coming through? Maybe, and look at 22, and I said 22. 22 is significant for you this year. 22, who are we linking up with? Twos are who are we linking up with? The 22 is about the equals the number 4 in numerology, which is our foundation, our sense of security. Where is somebody maybe crossing the line of our boundaries and making us not feel very secure? Okay? We need to uphold better boundaries. 2024 is going to be you upholding clearer, better boundaries. We also have retreats. I think you're going to be taking some time and space away from the people who maybe, you know, we had to tiptoe around. It's time to retreat away from that. Some of you might even do some inner work. This could be on your own. You might be going on a retreat, or you might be interested in like taking some sort of classes, reading books or something like that on love, to help you kind of meet where it is that you want to be, to become where you want to be in your love life. And then look at this card that we have coming up. Oh my gosh. You cannot make this stuff up. You guys, I never look at the cards prior to flipping them over in the reading. When we pick the cards, I pick them face down. I never see what's going in there. How freaking crazy is it that we have the release your ex card, and then we were talking about all these things about needing to release anyone who, you know, we're not on the same page with. We need to retreat from that. So yeah, there's something here where we do need to release somebody who's not on our same page. Okay, then we also have birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Your whole paradigm in your love life is shifting in 2024. Your whole paradigm is shifting. But when we hang on to an ex or somebody from our past and we're still being friends with them, it's really hard to start a new relationship from that place if we're still really close to that person. Like, that's a pretty hard thing to do. And usually it's hard for people to accept that. We also had the protection card being reversed. So is there any place in your love life where you feel like you haven't been protecting your energy, protecting your boundaries? This is hugely about boundaries, okay? So call back your power, cut the cords. There's somebody that I feel like you need to cut cords with, and 2024 is absolutely the year of doing that, where I feel like you're gonna be protecting your energy more, upholding those boundaries, withdrawing, retreating, releasing this person who has not been right, which I feel like will finally open up this space for something new to come in, the person who deserves to be in your life. And I feel like this all comes through you being authentic, you being fully open and transparent, and through that blossoming and cutting cords with the past, that's gonna allow you to become magnetic for the person who truly deserves your time and energy. Okay, let's dive into some more cards. I'm also gonna restart my camera just so it doesn't cut out here. All right, we are back. Let's see what love message you have for 2024. So my group ones, what is your love message for 2024? Secret admirer. Wow, this is exciting. This is gonna happen for you in 2024. I guarantee it. I don't feel like you know this person yet. Some of you might. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is somebody who's gonna come into your life in 2024, and you're gonna have a secret admirer. And you might start off as a friendship with them, or they might be like an acquaintance for a little bit, and you might not even realize that they have feelings for you. But somebody has deeper feelings than they're letting on. That's gonna be happening for you in 2024. You are going to have a secret admirer, and I do feel like they're gonna be opening up about their feelings for you in this year, okay? I also feel like pulling out another card here, so let's see. Love life 2024 for my group ones. What other love messages do you have? Feeling like those two want to come out. Okay. So we have give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Ooh, I feel like most of you who chose this, you're likely single or in a situationship. But yeah, give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. If you are already in a relationship, and let's say that that relationship is like quite healthy, it's quite good, then I would say that this reading, I would interpret this as your love life is improving through you being more authentic and being more open about what you want and what you need. And I feel like that's going to transform your love life. For those of you who are in a situationship that you have a hard time figuring out, I feel like this is about letting that go and opening up room for somebody who's ready for commitment, who's ready for all the things. And, you know, for those of you that are single, cutting back, not letting people in your life who just want to be there for fun. No. No. And then our last of this particular card deck, we have healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. All of these cards are so relevant. I love that. Okay. Now we are going to go into our last deck, and then we're also going to be doing some Astro dice to see like important zodiac signs in your life. So we have Lionheart and we also have Empath. Oh my goodness, you are such an empath. We also have the Rose here too. This is you opening up. So even though you're an empath, even though you might be a little bit more intuitive and introverted, you are still like, you are so connected and you still deserve to be open. You can still open up. You can still blossom, to feel, relate, to understand, to open. Open up your feelings. This is your year of opening up your feelings. Lionheart, prevail, endure, dare, confront. What is that thing you need to confront? Okay? This is your year of calling back that inner strength, putting up your boundaries. Whenever somebody wants something that you're like, wait, no, that kind of just hurts me in the end. Deflect, bye, no longer welcome here. We shield it away. No, we need to have boundaries. We need to uphold those boundaries, okay? Boundaries are also very different than walls. We don't need to put up walls. Walls are not good. Walls are when we take an experience and it has gone so deep in us that we put up walls to where anybody else new that we meet, you know, we don't allow them in because we're like, nope, I have this wall because I'm so scared of my past repeating. That's a wall. However, a boundary is something where we're still open to new people, but we will uphold the boundary with someone that we set that with or with everybody. You know, anybody who tries to cross that boundary, we're like, nope, bye. You're not in my life anymore. However, we don't bring that baggage with us into the next thing. You know, we still uphold the same boundaries, but we're not letting it close us off like a wall. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, just felt like throwing that out there. Let's dive into our Astro dice. So we're going to take the zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll this one 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs to be in your life in 2024 regarding your love life. So let's see what we get for you. We have Virgo energy in your love life. Virgo energy is also deep on healing, by the way. Then we also have Scorpio energy, which is also deep on healing, and it also allows us to go deep and explore. So Virgo, Scorpio energy. Scorpio again, Scorpio is a big one for you. That's also deep healing. Empath energy. We also have Pisces. So Pisces, Scorpio, and Virgo energy seem to be very prominent for your love life during this next year. You also might be one of those signs. Pisces is also very intuitive. It tends to wear the rose-colored glasses. So where in your life have you been wearing rose-colored glasses and kind of denying the truth of a situation? It is time to stop denying the truth of the situation. Look at it for what it is, accept it for what it is, rather than trying to hear what we want to hear or trying to look for what we want to see. No, we don't play those games. We don't take somebody's words and we're like, but it seems like there's a little bit of hope still in there. No. You know, if somebody's saying like, oh, I just really don't want commitment, but I really enjoy hanging out with you, then we're like, wait, no, like I'm looking for commitment. Sure, you might enjoy hanging out with me. Yeah, I'm an awesome person, but like I'm looking for commitment. And if you're not, bye. But sometimes we take that, we hear stuff like that and we're like, oh, you like hanging out with me. You don't want commitment right now, but maybe that means in a month they'll want commitment because they say that they like me. No, absolutely not. No, if we're looking for commitment and somebody's not meeting that, we don't take that. Absolutely not. No. Oh my gosh, that's the boundaries that come in. Deflect, goodbye. We don't say yes to that, because if we say yes to that, then we're saying like, oh yeah, you can still have me even if you don't want me because I'm just hopeful about the future. No, look at the present moment. Are you getting what you want? Are you getting what you deserve? If not, goodbye. Because otherwise people are like, if people don't need to commit in order to get our time and attention, they're probably not going to, especially if that's not what they're looking for. If somebody really, really wanted you, they would want you to be theirs right here, right now, because they wouldn't want anybody else to potentially have you. They wouldn't want you to potentially run away. Like, if somebody really, really wants you, they will bend over backwards, no matter what it is that they have going on in their life. They will bend over backwards for you, okay? Like, if somebody really wants you, trust me when I say that they will show that through all of their actions and their words. They won't try to be like, oh no, I'm not looking for something. That person's not, they're not there for that. Like, no, they're not in it enough. Okay. So anyway, now we are going to roll all of these astro dice to get any last information for you. I feel like the Pisces is coming up really to let you know that don't wear rose-colored glasses with people. Like, look at what they're truly saying, what they're truly meaning, and that will reveal everything that you need to know, rather than us wishful thinking and wasting time. Okay, so then our astro dice to end us off here, we have the sun in Virgo. So Virgo showing up again in the 3rd house, communication, friendship, by the way. I feel like the person who you're really meant to be with is going to show up through friendship. You might start off as being friends with this person, but then it might progress into love, you know, and I mean starting off as friends, not starting off as like friends who don't want to commit to each other. I'm talking about like genuinely starting off as friends, and then things kind of like progressing from there. You might also meet this person through a friend. I feel like friendship's going to be very significant for you this year. I feel like there's a lot of healing when it comes to friendships and realizing, okay, what is a friendship versus what is love, and how do I make a boundary here so I'm not crossing and blending those lines, and all of that. So the sun is also where we shine. The sun is so important here. This is your year to shine, to be authentic, to open up, be the real full you, and to communicate. The 3rd house is also massively about communication, which we were talking about so much. So communicating and listening authentically. The sun, it shines light on everything. And if there's unknowns, if there's shadows, if there's gray space, they're like, the sun does not leave room for gray space, okay? When the sun is fully shining, it will cast out all the shadows, especially when it's at its highest, when it's at its peak. It casts out those shadows, right? And so this is truly your year of casting out any blank space, like any gray space that is left unclear. This is your year to kind of figure those things out, and to make your love life much more amazing by focusing on what it is that you really want, getting rid of anything that's not up to that standard, rising your standards. Didn't we have a card that was about ascension? We had a card that was about ascension. It's right here. Higher perspective, raising your standards. Okay? This year is also about raising your standards. So, I think you're going to have so many amazing experiences this year through letting things go that are not meeting what you truly deserve. And there will be so much healing. I do feel like there is something amazing blossoming in your love life as you fully step out, being authentic, communicating, not being afraid to get the truth, not being afraid to speak your truth. Like, just like, here we go. Truth is the highest regard this year. And there's going to be tons of healing through that, okay? And you have what it takes. I feel like you're going to come out feeling so much better. Like, you're going to come out feeling like this. Your love life is going to feel like this because you are doing that healing, that work, getting rid of those things in your life that have been dragging down your energy. Like, this year is a year of you getting to the top, becoming like such a strong, respectable person, and through that you are going to magnetize really exciting experiences your way, some genuine love, and wow. Group number 1, that's what we have for you. And it's interesting that we have the rose quartz. This is rose quartz self-love. Love yourself enough to make the change that you need to make. Love yourself enough to go for what you truly want and find somebody who loves you so deeply as well. Rose quartz is all about that self-love, attracting romance, attracting all good love your way. So I highly recommend keeping rose quartz around you if you are resonating with that, because it really helps evoke more of that energy, more of that self-love. And that's what we have here. My group number 1s, your 2024 year, your love life is transforming because of the work that you are putting in, the changes that you are making. You are calling in love, my love. Some real good love that you truly deserve. So I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this video. And until next time, bye. All right, so my group 2s, if you chose this pile, this is gonna reveal what you can expect in your love life in 2024. So let's dive right in. Oh my goodness, group number 2, this is wild. We have the 2 of Wands, the King of Wands. Then we have the 10 of Cups, which is one of the best cards, and it is the center card. This means that this is your center focus for 2024. And then 3 of Pentacles being reversed, and then 10 of Pentacles upright, so 2 10s. The 10s are the completion of a phase, so there will be a culmination or celebration going on in your love life, something to celebrate, some big news happening in your love life in this next year, because the 10 of Cups, this is a card of fulfillment and a card of completing something, completing a chapter, getting ready to invite in the next new chapter. But it's also one where we just feel so fulfilled and we're so ready to just bask in the new chapter that we're already in and the happiness that we have about this chapter. So I do feel like you're kind of like coming to a point where you are like, at a certain point in your love life where there's something to really just celebrate. There is, like, you're looking back on everything that's happened in maybe the last 10 months, maybe the last like few years. You're looking back and you're like, wow, am I ever so happy where this brought me, where this took me? The 10 of Pentacles is just so amazing as well. Both of these cards deal with really deep fulfillment that's also very lasting. So even after 2024, your love life is like so beautiful. I can tell you that right now. I know we're looking at your next year, but the 10 of Pentacles is such a long-lasting energy. It's such a sustainable energy that this is like happiness for years to come. This is fulfillment for years to come. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a year where your love life is so abundant, okay? It is going to be abundant. The fact that, like, this is uncanny, the amount of, like, just such good cards that we have going on here. So this could be meeting your soulmate. If you are single, your love life, you are meeting somebody so significant. However, for most of you who chose this pile, I really feel like for like 90% of you, you're already in a relationship and you feel like that relationship is very positive. It's very good. There's such a deep connection already there. Like, yeah, for 90% of you who chose this, you're already in that relationship. You are already there. It is ascending. There's going to be big things to celebrate. Some of you might be getting married this year, having children, getting engaged, moving in with your partner. You know, if you're old enough, you might even be having grandkids this year, if that's something that is in your vibe. I know most of my audience is like between the age of like 25 to like 45, but I know there's some of you out there who are also older than that too. So just thought I'd throw that out there. But your love life is just so beautiful, okay? 2 of Wands is looking out on the horizon of where you want to expand next. So I think in your love life, you're kind of looking into your future a little bit and seeing like, okay, I'm planning for this, I'm planning for this. Like, I think you're already in a planning stage right now. 2 of Wands being our first card, this is where you're at right now. And you're looking out into your future. And I feel like you already are expecting a few of these things to be happening because maybe, you know, you're at that stage where you are planning a wedding, or you are planning to have a family, or you are planning some certain big things for the year of 2024. Like, it's already kind of culminating. And King of Wands over here, I feel like this is your energy and possibly also your partner's energy as well. And King of Wands is extremely passionate. They're quite spontaneous, so it invites in a little bit of that spontaneous energy as well. However, the King is very secure and rooted. So it's not like this unexpected spontaneity. It's more of like this very mature, planned out, let's be spontaneous, let's be fun. I feel like I can uphold that level of fun because I'm at a point in my life where I feel secure. I have the money to be secure. Like I feel secure in my relationship. Like this is such a deep sense of security and maturity, but also layered with spontaneity, fun, laughter, enjoyment, good chemistry, good passion. King of Wands is passionate, let me tell you. So I do feel like this year will also be full of passion within your love life, things that you are excited about. King of Wands, he is an excited man. And he also feels like just empowered. There's a sense of empowerment in this year for you in your love life. I also think that your partner, there's a very deep attraction between both of you, and you both could be planning something really big that both of you are like, this is exciting. There's definitely exciting things going on. I think that there might be a big announcement. King of Wands with this 10 of Pentacles, there might be a big announcement in your love life in this next year. Three of Pentacles being reversed can indicate that there might be a little bit of like figuring out to do with certain things. You know, maybe when it comes to the big plans that we have, maybe we need to get kind of more on the same page. Maybe we're just need to figure out some of the more detailed aspects of these things. Maybe we want something, our partner wants something, and we're like, how do we blend both of these things? Like, for example, wedding planning. Maybe both of you want something a little bit different. When it comes to buying a house together, maybe both of you want something a little bit different. When it comes to the timeline, maybe both of you are like, I want it to be like 6 months from now. Maybe your partner's like, I want it to be a year from now. You know, it's kind of like coming together on those different things. Three of Pentacles being reversed just indicates that throughout this year, it'll kind of be like figuring those things out. Maybe our family has certain expectations for us, and we're trying to meet that as well. It just indicates like figuring things out to make things work. And I do see you figuring them out just fine. The fact that we end on the 10 of Pentacles is such an amazing sign. It is, these two cards are some of the best in the deck. There's some cards that are just so full of fulfillment and happiness. These two are some of them. 10 of Pentacles indicates a very long-lasting sense of fulfillment, a lasting sense of commitment. It also indicates this sense of security, like it feels like we're on such a solid foundation. It's so trusting, it's so there, it's concrete, you know? And I feel like you watching this right now, you might feel like certain things are already very solidified in your love life. And this is the year of just like solidifying it even more and bringing in more of that sort of like future promise of what's to come and what you're accumulating, what you're making with this person. 10 of Pentacles can also indicate that in your love life, there could be plans to invest in something together. Like this could be investing in property. This could be, you know, for example, getting married and having joint assets, because the 10 of Pentacles also talks about joint assets. And just feeling very abundant within our sense of security, our sense of money, and like being surrounded by things that were like, wow, this is really good. So that is what we have going on over there. Let's go ahead and dive into our next few cards here. So the next one that we have is Beyond the Ordinary. I think that this year will also be full of situations that are like not common for you to experience. Like these are situations where there's like fires happening, there's celebrations. Through all of this, I'm feeling like celebrations that are not like happening every single day. These are celebrations that they're like once in a lifetime type of celebrations. Once in a lifetime type of feelings and type of moments, which Spirit is also coming through right now for you, group 2, to also say, take your time to you know, make these situations beautiful, make them memorable, take photographs of these things, but also live in the present moment. You know, there's that balance where we live in the present moment, but also take photographs, or, you know, take your time to fully celebrate these moments without just, you know, letting them pass you by so quickly, because these are going to be some of your really cherished times, okay? We also have a merry motive, something you're excited about, and wish. Whenever I see this card, it reminds me of a wish. A wish that you made is coming true, and it's even bigger than you kind of expected off the bat. But a wish that you made, I'm almost hearing that there's a wish that you made almost when you were a kid that's now coming true. And exciting things all accumulating. You might have a moment in an evening that's just so beautiful that part of you just wants to like capture that motive. We also have the Oracle's gift. Oh, interesting. We had the wish card. This one always reminds me of a wish that you made in the past that's now coming to life. Then we have the Oracle's gift. A gift from the universe. There's really good fortune. The teacup. This reminds me of teacup fortunes. And just to say the obvious, there's going to be a very good fortune for you in your love life. It's very fulfilling. The tea makes me feel like things just feel very cleansed, and it's brewing. There's something brewing even more for you. It's brewing even more. There's a calm sense of peace along with it as well. And a tall tale. There's going to be good stories from this. People are going to want to hear about it. This could also be indicating that there's something really exciting, like news that you have sitting under a hat that you're like, oh, this is exciting. I can't wait to tell people. And it's also going to be a story that people are going to really want to hear. But I feel like there's big surprises. This could even be somebody sitting on a surprise for you. Maybe they might have a surprise for you in mind. And yeah, people are going to want to hear more about this. So diving into our next cards, we have the Strength card out next. I feel like you're so ready to make this year so good that you have this very strong motive to just overcome anything. Or when it comes to any negative Nancy's, you're kind of just like, nope, not listening to that. Like, this is my year. I am feeling good. I know that there's good things afoot. And I feel like you're just very determined to continue making it one of the best years. And you got this. You absolutely got this. The Strength card, I feel like you have all that it takes. There might be Three of Pentacles being reversed too. Just light bulb went off here. There might be a lot of work to be done this next year. Maybe you're planning some really big events. Maybe there's really big events that have to happen. Maybe we're figuring out and sorting out our time and our money for these big events, for these big celebrations and these big moments. There's a lot of work. Don't get tied up in perfectionism. You have what it takes. You are strong enough to get these things done. There might be a time in this year where it feels like a lot because you might be balancing work plus your love life plus planning these big things and focusing on your future, because this is a very future-oriented year for you, full of really big things happening. So yeah, it might be a lot of work. Three of Pentacles being reversed, and it might feel like at times we feel like we're kind of like, it's a lot for just two people to be handling on their own. It might feel like a lot at times, but you got this, okay? We also have the Universe. So yeah, you have a hold of it. You got this. These are all like reassurance right now from Spirit saying like, yeah, you got this. You absolutely got this. You have the strength. You have everything you need to pull the strings in your favor this year. And then we also have the Boundaries card. So just make sure to make time for yourself. Uphold these healthy boundaries. I feel like you already are aware of this. Spirit's already telling me like, yeah, you're already aware of it, but we figured we'd throw it out there again. So have healthy boundaries when it comes to, your time, letting go of perfectionism, not getting too hard on yourself about things. Just take a breath. Have a cup of tea, wind down your mind, because it can get to be a lot. Like even exciting times can be a lot sometimes. They can be a lot of work, a lot of energy. We also have share wisdom. I feel like this year, like sharing your thoughts and your feelings with your person, I feel like is just going to be such a beautiful bond that you have. I feel like you're already feeling so connected in your love life, and there's such deep connections here. This is just a very beautiful, beautiful time. Oh, 2024 for you group 2s. I'm absolutely loving this. Okay, let's see what else we have for you. We have open up. I think that you're going to be opening up completely new doors. Look at that. Completely new doors in your love life. You might be opening up to an entirely new level, opening up a new chapter, new door, new chapter. Okay, we also have differences. Don't let the differences get in the way. This one was also reversed, so I feel like this is like you're letting go of certain differences, and this could be very, like, it's so connected. Like, even look at the symmetry between the matches and the, okay, don't let the differences get in the way of what each other maybe wants or desires. There's always ways to compromise and make things more even. Yeah, I do feel like there will be a little bit of, like, maybe we want slightly different things, or maybe family members want slightly different things for us. Maybe other people have different expectations and we just need to navigate that. That's the only like hard thing that I see for you in 2024. And I really don't even see it being that hard. I just feel like it's this minor, like little annoyance where it's like, okay, maybe we need to like sort that out. But at the same time, like, you just have such good cards here that I just feel like it's not even going to be a bother. Like, it's so minor. In its energy compared to everything else. But anyway, we also have people are gonna be looking at your social media. I feel like you have people that maybe you knew in the past, maybe even like exes who are kind of like spying on your life now, and they might be like looking at like, oh, this person's like so happy now, and like, you know, you just have people that they're curious about you in your life right now. I feel like things are gonna go so beautifully for you in 2024 that you're gonna have people that are like, oh my gosh, sharing news. You might have people that try to share news. Oh, I just heard a message that if you have a secret, like, you know, secret news that you're wanting to be a surprise for people, watch out who you tell, because the message might get around before you know it. So watch who you tell, because the message might get around before you know it. Because again, sometimes when we share such exciting news with people, they can't hold that. It was hard for us to hold that news, you know? And so we told somebody else. It's gonna be also hard for them to hold that news too. So again, if you're wanting things to be a little bit more of a surprise, just watch who you tell right away, because yeah. We also have maturity. I also think things are just shifting for you in the sense of like, how things have been in the past. There's like a new era blossoming for you, and I feel like you are feeling more grown up, more just at a new space mentally, where you don't have time for like petty stuff anymore or other stuff from their past. I feel like you're leaving behind such a big chapter and moving towards so much more maturity. You're just gonna feel more mature, and I feel like who you are is really changing. It's really changing on a deep level. And then we also have the support card. This year, you're just going to be surrounded by that support. I feel like you and your partner together, like, you guys are both, you're really in this together, and you're here to really support each other through anything. And I feel like any difficulties that you may go through with like figuring things out this year, I feel like it will be, the bond between you two is just like unbreakable. I feel like you already know that. But yeah, I feel like both of you are just coming together, and both of you just want to make each other happy. Like, I really feel that in this reading. So let's dive into our next few cards here. So the next two that we have your soulmate card, my love. We do also have the deception card coming up. Oh, why am I feeling like this is connected to this spy card? There might be somebody in your life who doesn't really have the greatest intentions, or it doesn't really, I feel like they're bitter about a lot of things. This could be somebody from your past who just might be jealous that you're living a good life right now. I feel like there's somebody from your past who's like, this could be like even a friendship where they're not genuinely like, yeah, happy for you. I feel like navigating that's going to be absolutely fine though. Like, I don't see this being a big deal. I feel like this is coming up though, just to let you know that, you know, don't let this ruin your magic that's happening this year. I feel like this is why Spirit wanted to bring this up, is to let you know that if there are people who aren't happy for you or kind of giving off a little bit more of that, you know, jealous vibe for whatever reason, don't let that ruin the magic that's happening for you. Spirit really wants you to know that. Things that you hear from the grapevine of other people maybe not feeling, you know, the best for you, even during your happy time, don't let that ruin your magic, okay? I feel like the fact that we have the soulmate card, you are with your person. This is your person that you're meant to be with, okay? This is, right at where it says here, yes, this is your soulmate, okay? Don't let little people's nuances or opinions or jealousy ruin the magic of what's happening for you this year. I really feel like Spirit wants to make that clear for you, okay? And then diving into our last two cards, we're also going to pull out some more, but we have the crumbling, what are you clinging on to, and transformation. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going to change for you this year. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going to change, but it's helping you mature and it's helping you get to the most fulfilling, most beautiful part of your life. Don't cling on to perfectionism this year, okay? Things are going to be beautiful no matter what they are, because this is about you and your person this year, okay? And then transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. There is so much that's changing in your life this year, and I feel like it's because of these big changes that are happening in your love life. So, for example, when we get married, the old part of us falls apart. It's the crumbling of the old version of ourselves. We're now in a completely different phase. We're in a completely different time. You know, once we have kids, we're in a completely different time. Our old self sheds. So you're going to be going through a big shedding this year, but it's bringing you to the most fulfilling chapter of your life thus far. Okay, things are changing at a cellular level. You're transforming. I feel like you're upgrading. Lots of big things happening here. So group two, let's go ahead and see what else we have for you. That was a lot of cards there. These are going to be like little love messages that are going to reveal a little bit more about your love life in the year of 2024. So let's see what your love messages are. My group twos, your love messages, group twos. Okay. So, ooh, we have two here. Ooh. So let's see, we have, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. I feel like you've gone through some difficult things in your past, and one of your blessings has been meeting this person. There might be some more stuff to figure out. There might be somebody again who is like meh, but there's such blessings in that. I feel like there's blessings in the shedding of this, and I feel like there might be certain people who maybe you don't talk to as much anymore because maybe they're in a very different phase in their life. Like maybe this could be a friendship that's just in a very different phase of their life, and I feel like you might grow apart with that person because you're entering this entirely new chapter right now. But I think that like Spirit really wants you to know that there's blessings through that. And I don't feel like it's a forever like goodbye with this friendship. I feel like it's just, you don't meet eye to eye in this moment in your life, and that's okay, okay? And Spirit wants you to know that that's okay, because this is about a year where you are meant to focus on your happiness, okay? Spirit wants you to do that because such good things are happening for you here. So please remember that. This year is about you and your happiness. Manifesting miracles as our second card. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. How beautiful. Let's go ahead and get any last cards that want to come out for you For your love life, immediately we have some cards coming out. So we have the Sovereign, so reclaiming your power, being the governor of your life. This is such a strong card. I also feel like randomly you're gonna feel more beautiful this year than you ever have before. This Lion and this, you're gonna feel more beautiful than you ever have this year, let me tell you that. This is your year where I feel like you have like some Venus-Neptune energy going on, where you're just going to feel so beautiful. So that's coming through. We also have Love Maker. Okay, this is going to be a year full of passion for you, love, romance, to give and receive equally. Some of you might be making a family this year, just randomly feeling that. That could definitely be in the cards for you, especially since we have that 10 of Cups here as well, and 10 of Pentacles. Like there could be some family like stuff coming up. Like maybe you want to create one. Or yeah, this is just a very, very loving year for you. And then we also have Musician. So shine, play, invoke, express. Expressing yourself. Whenever music comes up, it also talks about harmony. And harmony is connected to the number 6 in numerology. And the number 6 deals with marriage, union, partnership, and love life going really well. But I think that this is your year to shine. Your year to play your melody, express yourself, evoke good feelings. I feel like there's just gonna be a lot of romance in your life this year, to say the least. Music might be significant in some way, shape, or form for you this year as well. There might be some songs that really stick out to you and end up kind of painting the energy of this year for you, and evoking some of those really amazing times and memories. So now we're gonna dive into our Astro dice. We're gonna roll the Zodiac sign dice 3 times to get the most likely Zodiac signs to be the most common in your love life during 2024. I'm also gonna restart my camera before we dive into that, just so it doesn't cut out on us. All right, we are back. So let's go ahead and roll our Zodiac sign dice 3 times. We have Cancer energy coming through for you. Aquarius energy coming through for you. And Virgo energy. So Cancer, Aquarius, and Virgo energy. You might also be one of these Zodiac signs, or they're going to be very common Zodiac signs in your love life during this next year. So Cancer energy is very loving, romance. It's all about your home life, making the most beautiful, comfortable home life. And it can be very deep on the romantic level. Then with Aquarius, we're doing things kind of maybe unconventionally, outside of the box. Maybe we're doing things our own way this year, and we're just like, it's my way, and things are gonna be going in like a, you know, maybe not so traditional sense. Maybe you're gonna do things in a not so traditional way. And then with our Virgo energy, it's a very healing time. And it's getting organized, getting ourselves together. It's also maturing up a level, opening up that new door where things are a little bit different, and getting stuff done, being productive here. Now, let's go ahead and roll all these together to get any last info for your love life. We have the Sun in Aries in the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of transformation. Also can be about music and melodies and deep spiritual connection. And the Sun being in there is illuminating the deeper aspects for us. There's a new beginning that is happening for you this year, the culmination of so much that has been, you know, building up to this point. And this is a year where you feel like you're encompassing so much. It's going to be a very fulfilling time for you, full of harmony, melody, getting on the same page, getting things together, feeling very creative in your love life, getting things much deeper. Aries is very passionate as well, and it also helps us open up new chapters, especially when we're in the 12th house. The 12th house is the last house before we go back into a new cycle into the first house. And so, yeah, opening up, closing an old chapter, opening up a new one. So that is what we have here for you, my beautiful group number 2s. Thank you so much for joining me here for this reading. Also, Thulite is all about romance as well. And you may be attracted to these colors lately, of this pinky red kind of rosy sort of color. You might be attracted to those lately. And if so, they evoke more romance in your life. and it's a color of romance and deep passion. So that is what we have here. Again, thank you so much for joining me here today for your love life prediction, my beautiful group number 2s. It looks like your love life is going to be on fire in the best possible way. And oh, I also want to say fire signs might be prominent in your life as well, within your chart or within somebody else's, just because we also had that King of Wands here. So fire signs, which is Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, that energy might be prominent within your personal chart or within possibly your partner's. So again, that's what we have here. Sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number 3s, if you chose this pile, this is gonna be your love life reading. So let's dive in to all the different things happening in your love life in 2024. All right, my group 3s with the Selenite heart. You know, Selenite helps us cleanse and clear negative energies, and it's also a crystal that never needs to be recharged. It is always cleansing. It is always bringing in the good high vibes. And it's interesting because your reading correlates with that very much. So we have the Knight of Swords with the Five of Swords being reversed. Then we also have the Queen of Swords being reversed. We have so many sword cards. The Eight of Swords upright. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Fool being reversed, and then the World upright. So first off, with a lot of sword cards, there might be a lot of air sign energy in your life in 2024. Air sign energy is like a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type of energy. You might be one of those signs, or you might know somebody of one of those signs that might play a significant role in your life. But let's dive into this, okay? So it's interesting what we have here, because I feel like you've learned so much from your past. I feel like there's been a pattern going on in your love life. This is like a pattern from your past. It might have been going on for quite some time. I feel like you're having a huge breakthrough right now when it comes to this pattern. And this Fool card being reversed makes me feel like you have this mindset of, I will never be fooled again. I will never make that mistake again. That's never going to happen to me again. There's that type of energy that you have. And this could be an energy where maybe you've realized that back last year, maybe you just recently are just coming across this idea because you don't want to create these old patterns again. You don't want to have somebody fool you over again, or yeah, like you are so much wiser than, you know, the version of you in the past. And I think the version of you in the past, like you've had people not treat you very good in the past before. You've had people maybe lie to you or, you know, do things behind your back that were not okay. And now you're like, no. 2024, you're like, never again is that ever going to happen to me in the future, in my love life. Like, no, 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 no. And you hear this Knight of Swords, it's like you want to get to the bottom of things. You want to get to the truth right away. You're kind of like, let's figure things out prior to me ever investing my time into people or other things within your love life. And I also feel like this is a year where you are becoming so much more strong, especially within your boundaries, within being honest, telling people exactly what it is that you think and you feel, and being okay with telling people that, by telling people the truth, being authentic. Because I think we're realizing, like, when we're not being authentic about what we really think and what we really feel, things don't go very well when we hide that, because we can't just play this mind reading guessing game and then hoping that things are going to turn out okay. It just doesn't work like that. And so I think that this next year, you're here for people that are going to give and take equally. Like, you want to receive just as much as you give, and vice versa. The Six of Pentacles, your love life in 2024, you're here for fairness. You're here for equality, not here for people that are just going to continue to take from you and wait for you to give, and then feel restricted. There's something in your love life where you felt restricted before. Maybe you were scared to be authentic. Maybe you felt restricted because maybe you've been in controlling relationships before. Maybe you've allowed people to kind of just, you know, tell you what you can do, what you can say, what you can think, what you can feel, and that's not a good place to be. So this is a year of you calling your freedom and independence back in your love life, to have freedom and independence, and to create that equality where you are so wise. You can see when people are giving to you genuinely. You can see when people mean what they say, and you can see when people actually show up as a good, genuine person. You know, when you give to somebody and they say like, oh no, I'm definitely like a giver too, and like, you know, maybe they make empty promises. I feel like you've had a lot of empty promises before. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you were also attracted to group number 1, because group number 1 had a slightly similar message to this. It's a little bit different, but there's a slightly different or a slightly similar message in there. So I almost wonder if some of you were also attracted to that group. And then we also have the World card. There's an ending of a chapter. What I can promise you right now, group 3s, is you will never experience this ever again moving forward. Because you have learned so much from this and you don't want to repeat that again, that yeah, you're completely shifting and changing, and you're no longer going to be fooled in your love life. You're here for honesty and people that don't show up as that, it's like, well, goodbye. Let's see if I can see anything else in here before we fully move on. You're much more cautious of who you allow into your life. You're much more cautious of how you give and how you receive. I think this is a year where you're also learning how to receive, because if we give, and we're constantly just giving and we're leaving no room to receive, it's likely that we're not going to receive. We also have close encounters. Ooh, close encounters makes me feel like there is, this cage is really sticking out to me. So this sense of freedom, look at, she's caged here and the butterfly is caged here. There's a wish that you want to achieve in your love life, something that you want to do or experience in your love life or have. But we've been almost caged to go and explore it. We've been held back from exploring that, or at least we felt held back. Maybe we've been holding ourselves back out of fear of being open or vulnerable or opening ourselves up, perhaps. This card, though, is very much like you've had these close feelings of like, oh, I've almost had the taste of that. I've almost got there. This is a year where we don't want to stay stuck in the almost anymore. I don't want to just almost have what I want. I don't want it to be like kind of there. It's like, no, we want what we want. And why can't we have all of what we want? Why can't we have the good person who also gives and receives equally? Instead of just having like, you know, a kind of sort of good person who just receives energy from us but doesn't know how to give it. That's not good. But I feel like you've had certain things in the past where it's like, it's almost there, but not quite. Almost there, not quite. This is a year of kind of figuring that out, navigating that so that you can get closer to what you want. And great big love, opening your heart, manifesting a great big love. This is a year of manifesting more love into your life, and very genuine love as well. Genuine love that's equal. There could be some Libra energy going on in your life this next year with this Six of Pentacles. It's very connected to Libra energy. We also have the uncharted sea, kind of stepping into unknown, unfamiliar lands. This is stepping out into the unknown. You might be taking a chance on something. It might feel like you need to take a little bit of a risk in your love life to maybe explore beyond your comfort zone, to open up and navigate beyond your comfort zone. The uncharted sea can sometimes also indicate long distance relationships. So that could be something in the cards for you. Like maybe perhaps there's somebody that lives far away that you're interested in. For some of you, that's not going to be for all of you, but that's just a random side note with the uncharted sea. Maybe you're already in a long distance relationship and maybe there's been like, maybe we feel restricted because of that. And we feel like it's not, like it's hard to move it forward. It's hard to navigate it because we feel stuck having that. So some of you might be in that realm and navigating that in this next year. However, again, that's not going to be for all of you. The uncharted sea can also just indicate that we're opening up and unhinging ourselves, untying ourselves so that we can be more vulnerable, kind of explore things deeper than we have before. So maybe you would always stop yourself at a certain point in your love life. Maybe you'd always stop yourself before doing something, or asking for what you really wanted, or saying what you really wanted, or going for what you really wanted. Maybe you've stopped yourself in the past, and this is going to be a year where I feel like you're going to go beyond that and explore things that you've never explored before in your love life. And we also have willing release. There's going to be things that you're letting go of. This could be aspects of yourself that you no longer want to repeat. Maybe we're releasing something. Maybe there's someone that we need to release. Maybe there's different behaviors that we don't want to do anymore that we need to release and let go of. Maybe there's a hope for something, or a wish for something that we had in the past that wasn't turning up the way we wanted it to. So we need to release that. We need to let it go so that we can move on. But there's definitely like a moving on energy to find the things that are going to be so much better for you, to find great big love so that you can feel free. The Uncharted Sea is also about freedom, especially when we have the Eight of Swords here. The Eight of Swords is that restriction. Releasing whatever's restricting you, releasing whatever's holding you back so that you can have that freedom to explore. We also have wish upon a star. What are you wishing for right now, my love, in your love life? The wish card, whenever we have that, Spirit is saying, make it clear, make a clear intention of what you really, really want in your love life. Make it clear, and then give that wish. Intend for that wish, make that wish, literally make that wish. Please even pause the video and do that right now to get clear on what you want in your love life. Because once it's clear, the universe can bring it to you. But when it's uncharted, when we haven't charted what we want, when we haven't mapped out what we want, it's hard to find it. It's hard to navigate that, because then different things come in and we're like, maybe that matches what I want. I don't know. I haven't made it clear what I want, so I have no idea. Is that a match to what I want? I don't know. Make it clear what you want. And what I would suggest here is to become like a child again when you're writing down what you want, because the gift that children have is that they don't have the restrictions that we normally do as an adult. Like, children dream. They have the ability to dream. They have the ability to be like, you know what? In my love life, I want to marry like an artist, and I want to live this free lifestyle where we're like married, but we're traveling, and then, you know, we're like this and this and this. They can have these like wishes because they're not as restricted. Sometimes as adults, we become restricted because we've had different experiences before that all of a sudden limit our thinking. They limit what we want. So when you're making your wish, expand yourself. Open up to new possibilities and ask yourself, if I could have anything, if I could write my own story, what would I be asking for and what would I want? Okay, so write it out, make it clear to yourself, make it clear to the universe, and make your wish. Pause this video, make your wish, write your list, write it down, and then come back and continue your reading, because whenever we have wish upon a star, the universe is asking you to make it clear what it is that you want so that the universe can bring that to you this year. Okay. Next card that we have the underworld. You have been, the underworld indicates when we're under pressure, but this pressure is actually building us into who we're meant to be. This underworld reminds me of this Eight of Swords, maybe surrounded by certain pressure, certain resistance, but it's actually been helping form you. It's like character building that's helping form you into the gem that you're meant to be, the knowledge that you're meant to have when it comes to your love life, how to navigate your love life. Maybe you felt lost in your love life at times. Like perhaps you felt lost and you're like, I don't know what to do, where to go, what choice to make. Maybe there's been a choice that you have to make in your love life and you're like, I don't know what to do. How do I navigate this situation? Make it clear of the outcome that you want, and then it'll be so much more clear where you can navigate. Okay, let me give you a secret. Once you make it clear on what you want, you're gonna have a clear direction. When we don't know what we want and we're looking at our compass and we're like, okay, I don't know where I wanna go. I don't know. It's like, then we're gonna just stay lost at sea. Nothing's going to really accumulate. nothing's gonna really feel like it's going our way because we're just leaving it up to the universe. We're just like, okay, winds take me where you may. However, when you have your clear vision of what you want, then you know what direction to go in. You know what fits that description, you know what doesn't fit that description. You know who to give your time to, you know who to not give your time to, because you have a clear idea of what it is that you want. Make it clear about what you want and move away from anything that doesn't fully meet that. And when there's things that we're like, oh, it kind of meets that, it's a close encounter. Okay, well, if it's not really what we want, if it's, you know, if we're attracting a person who's like, you know, has all the qualities that they want, that we want, but then they're not providing the commitment, well, then clearly we don't want that one. You know what I mean? Or we write down what we want, but then that person ends up already being in a relationship. It's like, well, clearly we don't want that, you know? Or, you know, we write down what we want and maybe the person that comes, you know, anyway, I'm sure you get the message. I'm sure it's clear by now. It's clear. Write down what you want so that you know what to navigate. You'll know what to say no to because you're going to know what's not meeting that and you're going to know what is meeting that. But we need to be clear in order to not be lost. So for most of you in this reading, for most of you, I feel like a good 80% of you watching this, you're probably single right now or closer to, you know, maybe in a situationship, most likely single though, and you're navigating how to find what you want in your love life. This is your year of figuring out what you want so that you're not lost at sea, being able to say no to what's not meeting that expectation, no longer being fooled anymore and being stuck in a pattern, finding things that are equal give and take. This is what you're moving into. This is the energy you're moving into. This is the energy that you're coming from, energy that you're moving into. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles is when we're able to give and receive equally. You're moving towards that energy in 2024 so that you can align with people who, when you give to them, they'll also give back. And you can receive, right? The Fool being reversed is we're smarter and wiser than ever. We're able to navigate things so much more. We're not feeling lost anymore. The world, we're completing a phase to where, you know, other things that used to happen are no longer happening and we're closing out that chapter. Okay. We also have the Love card coming up for you. So attracting love this year, your heart's going to be on fire. Finding what your heart really wants, the love that your heart really wants. We also have play, bringing in more playfulness into your love life. Isn't that a good energy? Bringing in more play, more fun. Being able to really enjoy the time that we have, you know, when we're on a date. For those of you that are already in a relationship, if that relationship is not good, is it something that we need to release? If the relationship is pretty good and there's a lot of genuine, real hope there, the way that I would interpret this is shifting things because you're coming out of your shell and clearly showing what is that equal give and take, what do you need, upholding those boundaries so that we can end old patterns. But for most of you watching this, I do really feel like you're likely single. Okay, then we also have self-love. Self-love transforms so much even in our love life because when we have self-love, we have that self-respect. People will treat us differently because we treat ourselves differently. This is a year of you also cultivating more of that self-love. And it's no wonder that you're attracted to the Selenite crystal because Selenite it's that purity, being able to release anything that's no longer serving us. And these little, I forgot what these are called right now. They're like the dandelion fluffs. These things, we also make a wish with them. So you have 2 wish cards. Release what you no longer want and wish upon a star. My love, if you recently wished for something by blowing on one of these, I feel like that's going to come true. Just since we have that symbolism in this reading. So yeah, self-love. And then we also have the Magician. The Magician is so powerful. It's one of my favorite cards because it indicates that you have everything that you need to manifest one of your desires. It also indicates that magic is running through your life right now. Like magic is always running through our lives. However, this year, I feel like it's full of you realizing that magic, being able to wield that magic through making your wish and creating magic in your life. You know, when we have those intentions, when we make those wishes, that's us actually utilizing the magic that runs through us constantly, but we're able to filter it and hone it down and focus it into a particular intention, into a particular direction, so that it's not just, you know, magic just flowing around being like, are we gonna get used anytime soon? Are you gonna use the magic? Like, this is your year of honing in on that magic and using it. You know, you are that magician who gets to control the magic through your intentions, through your visions, through, you know, what you intend for. So yes, that is what we have there. Diving into our next cards, we have self-worth. This is a year of also up-leveling your self-worth. I also think that since we have self-love, which is the peacock, we also have self-worth with the mirror. If you've ever been like harsh on yourselves or yourself with judging how you look, or, you know, feeling like, oh, I could always be better, comparing yourself to other people, my love, this is your year of healing that, of looking in the mirror and feeling so proud and happy of the person that you are, seeing your beauty. I also think that this is a year where when you work on that self-love, like, it's going to transform your relationship with yourself, which is going to be beautiful. And I also think that you're going to be so happy with the person that you're looking at in the mirror. Maybe you're working on yourself this year to like improve that. We also have healing. We have the healing card for you. Mending what was once hurt, what was once broken. We also have strings. Oh, look at, we're burning the strings. We don't want strings attached, right? We don't want, like, we want that genuine commitment. We don't want to feel like we're like fiddling around with like games or anything like that, or putting like certain expectations on. Like, we're like, oh, I want this, or I'll give you that if you give me this. I'll give you that if you give me this, or like vice versa. It's like, we don't want these like let's just show up and find genuine intentions. We also have influence. There might be somebody who like, ooh, we also have angel number 33 and your pile number 3. 3 and 33. Ooh, 3s are so significant for you. 3s are creativity, connection, also communication. There might be somebody who has like, maybe we tend to do whatever they say, or they're like magic whenever we hear from them. There might be somebody who in your life, like, you might be so into them, you might want them so much that we wait around by our phone waiting for them to text us, and when we finally hear back from them, we're like, oh my god, yay, my heart's on fire, yay. And they might be like, oh, well, I don't want you to necessarily like be single, but, you know, I want your attention today, and then they might ghost you or something. Like, I feel like this person is not the best. There might be somebody who's not good for us. Like, that's not a good relationship, is when we feel like we have to wait around by our phone and all the time, and we're like, when are they going to text us? When are they going to text us? And then they like ghost, and then they're there again. And then, you know, it's almost distracting because they're in our head constantly. Okay, I feel like this card is an indication of creating an intention of what it is that we really want, so that we're not lost getting stuck to someone who's not giving us what we actually want. Like, it's nice to have that feeling of like, oh, we can't wait to hear from this person. But when it's like somebody who also isn't showing up for us in the way that we want, it's hard to like be stuck on that. Hopefully that's making sense. I hope that made sense. Anyway, our next 2 cards, we also have passion. I do feel like you're going to be finding passion this year. You are going to be finding something that lights your heart on fire, not being stuck in situationships, not being stuck in like things that are not showing up in the way that we want. I feel like you're going to find a real passionate love this year. Oh, and then look at that. If we needed more confirmation right there, this year, I feel like you're going to be meeting somebody very significant and being able to let go of people places and things that no longer serve you. This is a year where I feel like you're going to call in something very genuine, and it might be, I'm hearing this message that they might be different than your usual type of person. That for some reason is coming through. But however, you're going to find this person so attractive, even though they're different from your usual type, the chemistry between you and this person is otherworldly, and this is you calling in your soulmate. Let's dive into some more cards here. We have the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you, not to you. Remember that every circumstance that happens in our life, it's happening for us, not to us. The ever unfolding rose, there's layers to this situation that you will see later on as everything comes to full bloom. We also have the great gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. It's all coming together this year, okay? You're going to see the reasons why certain things didn't work out in the past, why certain things are working out. It's all going to make sense. And we also have star mother. How can you mother yourself? How can you nurture yourself and give yourself what you need? So rather than waiting to get it from another person, how can you show up to give yourself what you need? That's a massive aspect coming through. I'm also going to restart my camera really quick and we will continue on. All right, so the next deck of cards here, this deck is kind of love messages. These are going to be your love messages for the year of 2024. So what are your love messages? I do feel like that card wanted to come out, so let's see what that is. Close your eyes. Okay. Listen to what this card is saying, all right? As long as you're not driving or something or doing other things, close your eyes. If you can close your eyes safely right now, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. How powerful. Okay. That is one of your love messages. Another one is beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So, reflection, we have that self-worth with the mirror. So for example, something that I used to find confusing is when people would say like qualities that you don't like in somebody are your reflection, but I had an epiphany about this a long time ago when I was like navigating that. So let's say that you're with somebody who doesn't like treat you very nicely, but you're always treating them nicely. And you're like, wait, how is that a reflection? I don't like how they treat me. How is that a reflection of me? Because I am treating people nicely. I always treat people nicely. You might be wondering, how is that a reflection? It is a reflection because look at how you're treating yourself. It's a reflection of how you treat yourself. The way you allow people to treat you is a reflection of how you treat yourself. It might not be a reflection of how you treat people, but it's a reflection of how you treat yourself. Because if you treated yourself better, you would never allow somebody to treat you negatively if you treated yourself really well. Because anytime somebody would treat you negatively, if you treated yourself really positively, you'd be like, I'm never going to see that person again. I'm never going to give them my time, energy, or attention again. So the qualities that you don't like in somebody, the qualities that you don't like can also be a reflection of what's going on in you, aspects of yourself that are not healed, aspects of yourself that need deeper looking at, all of that. So there's always a reflection of it somehow within yourself, somehow. So that's like an example that I have right there. Anyway, let's dive into some more cards for you. Let's try to get one more of your love messages. That one wants to come through. My love. Twin flames. Your passion ignites. Something that I have to make clear right now, since we have this card coming up, is twin flames are not something that shows up as toxic. In this spiritual community, I have seen so many people talking about how your twin flame is like someone who always runs from you and then you're going to be constantly chasing them, or vice versa, or twin flames are like all these toxic projections. No, oh my goodness. Whenever I see that coming out there, I'm just like, where are people getting this information? I feel like this is people wanting to like justify their toxic relationship, be like, no, it's twin flame. But yes, sometimes when we have those dynamics, it can create a lot of fire, which can feel flamey, but that's not a twin flame. I'm sorry. Twin flames are a type of relationship that is healthy. So when you have two fires, they amplify each other. Okay? It causes sparks, but the sparks are healthy and they don't turn up into a freaking forest fire, okay? Like some people explain twin flames like this, like out of control, like flamey, dangerous chaos mess full of passion and whatever. No, that's a karmic relationship. Those are clear signs of a karmic relationship. That is not a twin flame, okay? That's karma. Twin flames are two flames that are so equal that they beautifully amplify each other to where fire, it's the type of fire that's not out of control. If you've ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender before, they have an amazing lesson in there about how fire can either be destructive and destroying, or it can be something that gives life, okay? The destructive, destroying flames between a relationship, that is karmic. It's not a twin flame. The type of fire in a relationship that gives life between two people. It amplifies all of the amazing beauty, romance, passion, love, connection. It amplifies that and brings life to those two people. That is a twin flame relationship. I feel like I need to make a video on this. I've been saying this for quite some time because like this has been a big topic that like I feel like just needs to be talked about more, and I have never really seen content explaining twin flames properly before. Anyway, I'll make a video on that soon. But anyway, since that card came up, I feel like you are manifesting your soulmate twin flame relationship right now. You've done so much learning. You've kind of, you've been in situations where you've learned so much, and now is your time of manifesting your soulmate and twin flame because of this like learning that you've done. But I've definitely felt like re-explaining the definition of a twin flame just since there's so much misinformation about twin flames out there. Anyway, I'm diving into our last deck of cards before diving into our Astrodice. Let's see any other, and then you also had the heart crystal. It's interesting I put the heart crystal on top of here. The heart. This is a year of cleansing your heart and calling in and amplifying healthy relationships. The healthy relationship, okay? Let's go ahead and see any last cards that Spirit wants to bring out to reveal any last information on your year of 2024 for your love life, my group 3s. Let's see. Spirit's thinking. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Messenger is coming up. And Temple, this is a big cleanse. This is such a cleanse year of you also respecting your inner temple, devoting to what you really want, doing a big clearing. I think that there's divine timing going on in your love life right now. And 2024 is a year that is going to be very beautiful for you in regards to your love life as you shed away and release the things that are not in alignment with what you want. I also feel like this is you rising up. And I feel like you have a big message to say. You might have a lot on your chest that you want to get off, to gain closure, to speak about, and to be like, you know what? This is what I've realized. This is what I've learned. I feel like you're also, through what you've learned this year, you're going to have so much to share with other people that will help empower other people. You might be somebody who's like inspired to talk about love life stuff. You might be inspired to some of you might be inspired to write a book or help other people start a business around love life. I feel like there's something going on here where you might be inspired to just share a message, or you're gonna be sharing a message with just friends and things like that. But you might be called to share a message in a bigger way with your love life as well. Anyway, diving into our Astrodice, let's go ahead and take our Zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll this one 3 times to get the top 3 most likely Zodiac signs to be in your life during 2024. So let's go ahead and see who is in your life. We have Virgo. Virgo's showing up for a lot of people. There's a lot of Virgos out here. Cancer showing up as well, Virgo, Cancer energy, and Leo, Virgo, Cancer, and Leo. And I also want to say air signs might be very significant for you as well. You might be an air sign, or there's an air sign person of which you are letting go of, just because, yeah, we have just so much of this air sword energy coming up here. But with the Leo energy, this is about you coming up into more of that spotlight, self-confidence and self-love energy. With the Virgo, that's healing. With the Cancer energy, that is finding where you feel comfortable, finding where you belong in your love life, okay? Let's go ahead and roll all these together now to get any last info for you. So we have Neptune in the sign of Aries in the 9th house. This is massive learning philosophy. You might even feel like teaching some of this, kind of like we were saying earlier with the messenger card here. Neptune, though, is very transformative, and it talks about our vision of what we want. What is your ultimate fantasy in your love life, and how can you shoot for the stars? Like, shooting for the stars here. Maybe some of you, you're really into like romance fantasy. Maybe you're really into romantic stories, and maybe those are the things that really inspire you. And I feel like this is your year of taking those fantasies and those inspirations and realizing like, hey, I can kind of like, I can make something happen in my life that I love too, that can be my own beautiful romance story. This is your year of calling that in and creating something beautiful. Yeah, creating something very beautiful. I'm also hearing Cupid. Neptune, we have these like little arrows. The 9th house is connected to Sagittarius, which has an arrow. And Aries, the sign kind of looks like a little arrow. I'm getting Cupid energy, being struck by Cupid this year. Somebody that's really nice. They're going to be different than your usual type of person. However, there's an amazing attraction there. An amazing attraction where you're like, wow, okay, I've been sleeping on that. So that is what we have here for you. My group number 3 is all about your love life for 2024. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And I'm sending you all so much love. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4 is, if you chose this pile, this is going to reveal what you can expect in your love life for 2024. Let's dive in. Ooh, group 4. So we have the King of Pentacles, Strength. We have the 6 of Cups being reversed, 2 of Swords being reversed, the Moon, and then the Star. You are going to be taking a new approach and making a transformation in your love life, a really positive one. I don't see like this like crazy new like shedding and like, you know, anything like that. But so the King of Pentacles here, you tend to be someone who you take care of all your wants and needs. You're already buying yourself everything that you could want. You're already taking care of yourself in every way that you want. And I think that this is a year where you want to shift that a little bit, because maybe it's nice to also let somebody else like treat you and take care of you a little bit sometimes. This King of Pentacles, like, you show up as a very kind of like, more masculine energy at times, especially maybe within your love life. Like, you tend to be the provider, you tend to be the one that maybe does all the planning, and you know what you want, you know what you need, and you're also really good at providing all of those things. But the masculine energy is the provider. The masculine energy is the action taker. And something that I'm seeing for you is a transformation where you're opening up more of your feminine side, your feminine energies. And even if you're watching this right now being like, no, but I am pretty feminine at times. Like, maybe you already have that aspect on that side. However, we all have a balance of masculine and feminine energies in us. Even if you are a very feminine person, you might be showing up as somebody who, like, you know how to provide all your wants and needs, you know how to like take care of everything, and like you're just always on it, and like all of that. That's that masculine side. Whereas the feminine side is the one that kind of like sits back, relaxes, is in the creative flow. It knows how to just receive. They're really good at receiving, and that's the feminine energy. And in 2024, what I'm seeing for you is this side of you that wants to open up to be receiving more, to create more of that. However, I feel like you do also like being like, you like taking care of yourself, and I don't feel like you're letting go of any of that because that's very solid in you. However, the Star card is the awakening of the feminine energy and balancing that out more so that you can also receive from other people and also be provided for, okay, rather than always showing up as the provider. So maybe you also want to feel provided for at times and to feel more of that balance in your life. We also have the Strength card here. So for one, I feel like there's a really like just strong energy about you, and in your love life, I feel like you're taming your urges to constantly be the provider, to constantly provide. Maybe you're just really wanting to sit back as the feminine. You're taming that masculine urge to constantly take care of everything, to step up and all of that. So for those of you that are single, something that I'm feeling in this, I'm going to speak to both, whether you're in a relationship or single. So for those of you that are single though, you might notice that you attract people that don't really have their life fully together. Or if they do, they don't know how to show up as the provider, so that always ends up being your role. But I feel like you're attracting that because you are such a provider already that naturally two providers, they don't really attract, they don't really magnetize. We always magnetize the opposite. We always magnetize usually the opposite of what we are. So if we can balance out that energy, we're also going to start magnetizing people that are also a little bit of both. Or we can fully, if you want to go all the way back into your feminine and attract like a total provider, you can also do that. But it depends what energy dynamic you're giving out and what you are, the boundaries that you're laying out from day one, how you're showing up from day one on a date. Anyway, getting into some love advice here. For those of you that are already in a relationship, perhaps you're just like very used to just having all of your stuff together and just, being the one that's just, all together and all the provider. The Strength, again, I feel like you're taming that to kind of sit back a little bit more in that feminine energy, the receiving energy, so that you can kind of sit back and just enjoy things a little bit. Not constantly feel like you have to be the one doing, getting stuff together, being all put together and like perfect. I just feel like there's a little bit more of a looseness in this next year for you, a little bit more of like a relax and receive kind of energy, especially with the Six of Cups being reversed too. Like, let's relax and receive. When was the last time you did that? I feel like it was forever ago with this card being reversed. It was forever ago. And maybe you've really just needed to step up into that, in order to get on with your life and to meet your goals. I feel like you're a very goal-oriented person. You might have a very strong career already, group 4. Those of you that chose this group, I feel like you already have a pretty strong career. It's pretty solid, but because of that, you're more in that masculine energy, which it doesn't mean you need to give up any of your career at all. No. However, we can just change how we show up in our love life if we're wanting to be open to receiving more. Two of Swords being reversed here. I feel like you're just so ready to let loose, to not have to uphold things in certain ways. And I also feel like you're really ready to say what it is that you want rather than just kind of like hoping that somebody's going to show up in a certain way. I feel like you're more ready to kind of say what you want and to step into the unknown a little bit. The Moon card, stepping into a new world where we are ready for that rebirth. We're ready for that new phase where we're like, let me sit back and relax. The energy the word that I keep hearing for your 2024 love life year is like relax and receive. Relax and receive. Not feel like we need to do. So that's what we have going on right off the bat here. Let's go ahead and dive into our next few cards here. A powerful move. I think that you've been calculating certain things in your love life, wondering like, okay, what do I need to change in order to change the dynamic? And I feel like you're going to be making some big moves in your love life to kind of change those dynamics so that you are kind of sitting more in the position that you want to be. Maybe you don't want to be the one that's like right on the top, or perhaps this is opposite for you. Perhaps you're the opposite and you're wanting to step more into that provider position. It could be either way. Sometimes tarot, the same people will be attracted to the group, but they might be on different ends of the spectrum. So you might be on the other end of the spectrum where maybe we're always receiving, but maybe we want to provide a little bit more. that might be you too. However, you're gonna know which side of the spectrum you're on. You're gonna know immediately. But I just wanted to point that out, since sometimes people can be attracted to the same group because it's like a teeter-totter and they might be on either side of it. So yeah, powerful move. Changing your position. We also have bearing fruit. This is going to be a more luscious year for you in regards to your love life. Like there's more juice, more zest that you feel like you're receiving. It's like it's bearing fruit. The harvest time is coming. It's also very connected to the pentacles. The pentacles are the harvest year in the tarot. It's where we harvest all the fruit, all the hard work, all in our labor that we put into everything. So all the hard work that you've put into your love life thus far and into yourself, now you get to reap the rewards of all that hard work and sit back and kind of relax and enjoy all that you've put in so far. Let's see, we also have the royal you, getting treated and pampered. I also feel like, why am I hearing that this is a year where you're going to be pampered more and you're going to be treating yourself more, giving to yourself, enjoying life, getting to enjoy the success. There's a success energy going on here for you. Group 4, there's a success energy. Some kind of success, like you feel accomplished. There's an accomplishment feeling here. And you get to be treated, received. The royal energy is like that receiving energy, because we're already so abundant already, and we get to change our paradigm, and now we're in the receiving end. It's very connected to that star and that King of Pentacles energy, and then shining through. This card can indicate opening up more, blossoming, shining more of your inner desires, your wants, your needs, being more open and authentic. I feel like there's also going to be other things in your love life that are becoming more real. It's like shining through. The sun is rising, shining through. Something that was once maybe a lost feeling, if you felt like you ever been lost in your love life, where you didn't know maybe what choice to make, maybe you had choices to make in your love life, that answer is coming very clear to you in 2024. What choice you want to make there, what end of the spectrum you want to be on. More of that's becoming clear to you. Okay. Next, we have our soul work card, putting in the work. But this is more soul work. So instead of being the provider and doing constantly, this is soul work so that you can be on the spectrum where you want to be. I know it's getting kind of repetitive, but yeah, I definitely feel like your dynamic is changing. And again, if you're single, I think you're really ready to change the type of people that you keep attracting, because maybe you're not very attracted to, you know, the people that you always manifest. Maybe you're like, it's always the same. I always manifest like somebody who doesn't have their life together and all of this stuff. And I think it's how you show up. As you can sit more into your feminine energy, you're going to have people that rise up to more of the provider energy. And I'm not talking about how you show up in your career. I'm talking about how you show up in your love life, okay? It doesn't mean you need to sit back in your career. No, but it's how you show up in your love life. Don't show up in your love life the same as you show up in your career. Don't show up the same. In your career, show up as the badass who's going to get it, who's going to like be the CEO, highest paying, whatever. Yes, show up like that. That's great. But in your relationships, if you're wanting that other dynamic, and if you want to attract more of a provider, you got to show up as the receiver, the divine feminine, okay? The relaxing and waiting to be, you know, treated and, you know, be in the feminine. So anyway, I feel like that's something that you're working towards, but that requires looking at yourself and changing the dynamic there. We also have release. So releasing the old dynamic, hopping off that one lily pad onto a new one. We also have the explorer. I do feel like you're going to be traveling, and you might, I feel like you're going to be open to new things in this next year. The explorer, getting outside of your comfort zone a little bit, exploring new things, new dynamics, new paradigms in your love life. We also have transmute. transmuting old energies, creating it to be something of value. So transmuting how did I used to show up, and how can I bring value by becoming the dynamic that I want to be? What's that feminine nurturing energy rather than the provider masculine energy? We also have the trust card, finding somebody that you can trust, that can show up in the way that you're wanting them to. We have a lot of bee energy here. You have a lot of doing, a lot of masculine energy. A lot of doing, a lot of masculine. I feel like you're transmuting and changing that this year. This is a year of changing that. Because I feel like, yeah. Like you like being in that energy in a sense, but maybe you don't want to be there all the time. We also have the warrior. We have so much of that like masculine doing kind of energy for you. That's so interesting. We also have the wildling. Yeah, you're cutting loose. You're letting yourself come back to that freedom energy. Freedom energy. You're totally changing your paradigm this year. So whether you're in a relationship or single, I see you shifting your paradigm because you're no longer, it's like you don't want to be in the same position that you used to be. You're unlocking a whole new position for yourself. And then we also have sacred sexuality. Oh, interesting. Sacred sexuality is looking at our sexual energy and how we give and how we receive. How we give and how we receive. So are we feeling like satisfied, or are we giving ourselves when we don't want to give? Or do we know how to uphold those boundaries? Do we know what makes us feel like that makes us feel like we want to be intimate? What makes you feel that? What lights you up? Right? What makes you feel like you want that? With this card coming up, I feel like you're going to be learning so much about what you actually want, what makes you excited in a relationship, honoring more of your sexuality side and what you feel like when you feel like it, kind of learning your dynamic of what's, figuring that part out. I'm trying to like use my language very specifically here to keep things like appropriate. But the sacred sexuality can also deal with like your creative energy and honoring when you want to do something versus when you don't want to do something, and knowing, what are things that make you feel good, what makes you feel excited, what makes you feel like you want to be intimate versus, what are the things that don't. So I feel like this is a year where you're also navigating that more and treating yourself on a more sacred level, especially when it comes to those more intimate moments. How can we make it more special? How can we make it more romantic? How can we make it more us, right? To honor us and what we desire, okay? We also have the family card coming up for you, angel number 44 at the top. The 44 is our foundation, making a foundation that feels trusting, that feels secure. I feel like this is also your year of making your love life feel more secure, more sure, more stable. This also might be a year where maybe you're more focused on family. Maybe you're focused on your kids if you have them. Maybe you're focused on, maybe that's what you want to manifest. Maybe you're wanting to create this. But maybe we need to shift the dynamic of our relationship a little bit so we can come closer to that. Then we also have gifts coming in. Gifts is when we receive. We have the receiving energy for you. So your love life in 2024 is shifting to more of that receiving. Although it's great to be on that balance though, because we don't want to be in a relationship where we're just receiving and then not giving. I feel like there's like a balance here. We have the 44 angel number, that's balance. So where are we balancing? There's also 4 gifts. At least I think there is, 4 gifts. So the number 4 is going to be very significant for you. And 4s deal with creating a very solid, trusting, secure foundation. So that's also something that you're creating more of in this next year. Okay, we also have codependency coming in. Codependency and then commitment. Ooh. I feel like in this relationship, you don't want to feel like you rely on someone. You don't want to feel like you're relying on somebody, and you don't want to feel like somebody's relying off of you. That's something that I feel like you do not want in your love life. And if you're in that position, I feel like you're wanting to end that this year, like end that dynamic and create some change. Or perhaps in your love life, this is something that you're like, okay, I need to, you don't like relying on people. And maybe that's why you always step up in this masculine position, because you don't want to rely on somebody. But I feel like you're also realizing that just because you're receiving doesn't mean you're relying. Okay. And then vice versa. If you give to somebody, it depends how we give, right? How we're giving to somebody, and it depends who we choose to be with. It doesn't necessarily make us, responsible for them, makes them rely on us. It depends how we're showing up, how that dynamic is. So maybe there's a dynamic that you're wanting to change, or like a limiting belief that you're wanting to change around dynamics of relationships and feeling like you're stuck to somebody or feel like you're relying on them or anything like this. Maybe there's some like healing going on around that. So maybe you're scared of somebody thinking that you're relying on them or using them, or like, and maybe that's why you always show up as like, no, I got this for myself. Like, I got this. Like, maybe there's that fear because you want to show that independence. You want to show that like, freedom. Maybe there's a dynamic like that, for example. Anyway, I'm sure you're going to understand how this relates to you. But then we also do have that commitment card. There might be something where we're committing and we're realizing more of what we want in our love life. Maybe you're committing to a particular promise to yourself. Or your love life's also going to a deeper level of commitment this year. Commitment can also indicate that. What are we committing to? Are you committing to like the type of person that you want? Like if you're single, maybe you're making a promise to yourself, like, I know what I want and I'm going to commit to finding that. I'm going to commit to this type of person that I want to be with. Perhaps we're also figuring out more about what we want. If you're already in a relationship, perhaps we're taking that commitment to a deeper level. Perhaps we're creating a deeper bond with that person. Maybe part of you is scared of commitment because you're scared of being stuck. Maybe if you're single, you're scared of commitment, but this is your year of freeing yourself and realizing that commitment is a bond that can amplify you. It doesn't make you stuck, but it depends who you commit to, right? So maybe there's like commitment things that we're also healing in this next year. Okay, diving into our next few cards, we also have getting to know each other, and then we also have unrequited love. Have you ever been stuck, like staying in a relationship with somebody that you're like, I don't really want to be there? This is a time of letting those types of people go. If you're already in a relationship, I feel like this is how you show up in reigniting a spark with each other to deepen this relationship, to deepen this bond, and then getting to know each other. I feel like your relationship, like there's someone that you're more interested in getting to know. If you're single, you're gonna find somebody that you're like, oh, I really actually genuinely want to know this person. I see you going on dates and I see you finding people that you're interested in. If you're already in a relationship, getting to know each other, I feel like you're deepening your bond with your partner. Okay? Let's go ahead and see our next few cards. We have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Then boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So do we need to establish a boundary on our dynamic of how we're showing up? Do we need to set a boundary of like, okay, I no longer want the same type of people anymore. So maybe we need to create a boundary being like, I'm no longer going to give my time and attention to people who, don't have their life together yet, because maybe you're in a position where you do, and you don't want to, feel like somebody's parent. Maybe you've been in a dynamic before where you felt like you were just taking care of somebody and you felt like their parent. That's not a good place to be. So I feel like you're creating better boundaries this next year, so that you can call in the right people who are going to be in alignment with you. And then you've been training for this for lifetimes, the Age of Light. This is your time where you are shining up. You're heightening the bar, the level of what you call into your life and who you give your time to. Okay, I'm also gonna go change my battery really quick and restart my camera because it is about to die. And then we're gonna dive into some more cards. We have some like, oh, I'm so excited to get into these. These are so exciting. These are going to be your love messages for 2024. So I'll be right back. Okay, my group fours, we are back. Let's go ahead and dive into your love messages for 2024. Oh, that one felt like wanted to come out. Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Ooh. Oh, that's actually coming through in the dynamic that you show up in a relationship. I know we said this a lot. The dynamic that you show up in the relationship, you're always going to find the missing pieces in the opposite person. So if you're showing up constantly as a provider, you're going to find in the opposite person that they're showing up as the opposite. They're showing up as the feminine, more receiver type. So I feel like, again, you're changing your dynamic this year. You're embracing a new dynamic, which is going to change your dynamic in your relationship. And then we also have criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. That is so true. That is so true, and that is so powerful. Okay. We have another one here. Okay, this one says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. I feel like maybe part of you is like almost scared to truly say what you want in your love life. Like maybe you're like, oh, what are people going to think of me if I say what I really want? But you do know what you want, and it's okay to want what you want. Because there's other people that want that with you, that are on the same page as what you want. They're on the same page as that. There are people like that. So it's okay to want what you want. That's a message that I just heard. Okay, let's dive into our last few cards here. We have Odyssey. So offer, treasure, and celebrate. What is that goal? I see you making it more towards that goal. You're crossing that bridge to help you get to that goal in your love life this year. And then we also have Mystic. Know, seek, contemplate, philosophize. Mystic. I feel like this is you shifting so much of your dynamic in your love life. Relax and receive is a message that I keep hearing for you. And don't go about that in a warrior mindset, like, I need to get this done. I need to relax and receive, because that's not the relaxing receive energy. In order to relax and receive, you know what we need to do? Here's the big secret. We need to relax and receive. We don't need to fight for it. Fighting for relaxing and receiving is the opposite. It's not going to get us what we want. So Mystic, I feel like you're uncovering more mysteries in your love life, things that were once confusing to you, things that didn't make sense to you before, of like, how do I get this outcome? How do other people get that? And why can't I figure it out? This is a year where I feel like you're getting so many of those answers and figuring out how to get on that path to lead you to the outcome that you want in your love life. Let's go ahead and dive into our Astro dice. We're gonna roll our zodiac sign dice 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs to be in your life this year. So let's see what those are for you. Group 4, we have Libra energy, Sagittarius energy, Libra is balance, and then Leo. So Libra is all about that balance energy. And again, you might also be attracting people of the zodiac sign of Libra. And it's the fair, like, give and take, creating more balance with that. And then we had the Sagittarius energy, which is becoming clear about what you want, shooting your shot for that, going in that direction, getting clear on that direction that you want to go in. And then the Leo energy is about being very clear again about what you want, having that confidence. It's very connected to our strength card, having that confidence to show up as who we want to show up as our true self. Okay, but anyway, those zodiac signs are going to be the most common, most likely. And let's go ahead and roll the rest of our dice to get any last information for you. Okay, we have the North Node, which is your destiny, where you're going to, in Pisces, in the 8th house of transformation. Oh, wow, you're transforming where you're headed. You're transforming the destiny of your love life, what you are going to be receiving, the outcomes that you're going towards. There's a massive transformation there, and the 8th house can indicate that we're transforming the dynamic of what we're showing up as in our love life. Wow, that just confirms all of that. Also, the 8th house can indicate how we give and how we receive, and it can indicate joint assets. And I feel like you're moving towards something that's more like equal in your love life. Something that has more of the dynamic that you really want. The Pisces energy, I feel like, is like a creative, healing, getting more clear about what you want and allowing yourself to really see what you want and bring it to life, how to transform things and knowing what to change in your current present moment in order to bring you to the outcome that you want, in order to get on that path so that you can get to that goal. So that is what we have here. Group number 4 for your love life of 2024. It looks like you're making a lot of transformations so that you can receive and relax so much more in this next year. Receive gifts, be able to receive. Getting gifts is about receiving, right? We had the gifts card for you. Relax and receive is your motto. Changing your position of how you show up in your love life is your major theme here. And being provided for, King of Pentacles, being provided for. I feel like you're manifesting that this year. Yeah, wow. Okay, group 4, that is what we have for you. Very exciting. It's interesting that you're also group 4. 44 is showing up for you. There was 4 gifts, all about receiving. Okay, and then just so much 4 energy in your reading, which is so interesting because, again, you're group 4, which is all about your foundation and all of that. So thank you so much for joining me here, group number 4s. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group 5s, if you chose this pile, this is gonna be all about your love life in 2024. And I also wanna say that we had more cards that kept coming out for your group than any other pile. So there's a lot to get through, and let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so my group 5s, we have the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, the Magician being reversed, 9 of Pentacles being reversed, Temperance reversed, King of Swords being reversed, or no, sorry, King of Cups. And then the 7 of Wands being reversed. So let's dive into all this. For one, the Temperance being reversed over here makes me feel like there's a big decision to be made in your love life in this next year. Maybe there's a big choice that we have to make. And it's also about balancing your energy of, seeking love, validation, fulfillment from another person, or how to find and create it from within. That is one of your biggest themes of 2024, and I feel like this is a year of figuring out how to create that from within rather than feeling kind of empty and feeling like we're seeking it from another person and feeling like we're almost empty unless we get the love, affection, reassurance, affirmation from somebody else. Okay, Knight of Pentacles upright. There is so much progress that you're going to make this year in finding who you are, finding more stability in your love life, finding more grounding, some more safety, sense of security, feeling grounded and sure in your love life. You're creating much more of that. And the ways in which you're doing that is kind of finding how to create your own fulfillment, how to feel amazing with yourself rather than seeking it from anywhere else. Queen of Wands is finding your lust, your passion, your fire, your drive, feeling so much better. Okay, so this year you are discovering how to feel amazing. You're finding where that truly comes from, because I feel like, hear me out here, it might have been sought from in the wrong places before. The Magician being reversed here, it's like we have that magic, but but maybe we don't know how to quite use it yet. We don't know how to wield it yet. We don't know how to get to the outcome we want. We don't know how to make that harvest happen. Since it's right next to the Nine of Pentacles being reversed, the Nine of Pentacles is the card where we are reaping the rewards of all of our work. We feel fulfilled, we feel fruitful, we feel abundant. But when it's reversed, we're seeking, like, how do I grow that fruit? How do I grow that abundance? How do I feel amazing? And the Temperance being reversed with the King of Cups being reversed, we're perhaps seeking that fulfillment. We're perhaps waiting for somebody else to bring that for us, rather than us creating it. We might also know someone, maybe someone in our life has that dynamic, and maybe we're just like, okay, but I don't want you to steal my energy in the process. You know, or there's a dynamic where both of you are kind of doing that to each other, and then there's a little bit of disappointment because we're like, okay, I can't fulfill all of your needs for you, and vice versa. It's like you have to kind of do a lot of that on your own, you know. And when you have two fulfilled people that come together, two people who are already fulfilled and they know how to fulfill themselves, and they come together, they amplify that fulfillment within each other, which is beautiful. And this year is a year where I feel like you are figuring that out and figuring out more of your own happiness, what makes you so genuinely happy, so that when you show up as this Queen of Wands who is charismatic, she's fiery, she is passionate, she's full of love and zest and life, she's so full of energy. And when she shows up in her love life, it just amplifies all of that. However, I also, when have you been... Do you give your time and energy to people who drain that from you? Who drain that zest? Look at you. You're zestful naturally. Like, it's just hitting me now. Like, these are our first cards in the deck. This is you naturally. You're naturally someone who's full of zest, full of life, full of energy. But perhaps we've been around people who maybe drag us down a little bit. They might have a negative perspective. They might just drain our energy. We might be constantly giving to them, and it might be draining for us. Because then on the opposite end of you, we have this King of Cups, which could also be another aspect of you, but also could be a reflection of the person that we're with, who isn't emotionally fulfilled, but then relies on us to create that for them. And then that's kind of a bad place to be. It's not a good dynamic. It's imbalanced. Temperance being reversed, it's imbalanced. It doesn't bear fruit. It doesn't make us feel good. It doesn't make us feel magical. But this could also be another aspect of yourself that might seek external validation from other people, but we notice that it never truly fulfills us. It's never truly giving us what we want. Maybe we're constantly seeking to fill something, to get that reassurance, to get that validation, to fill part of our emotional self that feels maybe depleted or off. But then again, it's not really fulfilling. It's not bringing us that. And the reason being is because the secret is that it lies within us. When the Magician is being reversed, we're trying to find the magic externally, being like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I need to find the magic. Is it in you? Is it in you? Do you have the magic? Where's the magic? But the thing is we're never going to find the magic like that, because the only magic that you can wield is the magic that's within you. So you have to realize that you already have the magic. The magic has never been gone. It's all within you. And that's the only magic that you control. The magic is everywhere. But the only magic that you have control over, that you can do magic with, that you can manifest with, is the magic that's within you. So this can also, I mean, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to change someone's energy? Are we trying to change someone? But it's like, we can't. We don't have control over that magic. We only have control of the magic that's within us. We only have control over us. So this is, I feel like, your year of learning how to wield the magic within you so that you can be this Queen of Wands again. You can change that dynamic to where you show up as the most fulfilled version of yourself, and you choose to surround yourself with people who are also fulfilled, right? Because we can't change anybody else unless they want to. But they also have to do that work too, because we literally can't change anybody. Even if they want to, we can't change them unless they do it. So anyway, Seven of Wands also being reversed. Maybe we feel overwhelmed at times with the different responsibilities. But this is about finding that magic within you to make you feel ignited in your love life. 2024 in your love life is finding the magic to make things fruitful, to make things fulfilling. Finding out how to wield that magic, which it only comes from within you. Again, we can't seek that external validation. You've heard me say it. You've heard it already. But discovering how to wield the magic within you to make yourself fulfilled. What fulfills you? And how do we protect our energy from people who are draining that energy? How do we create boundaries so that we can protect that? And so we don't get drained because of somebody else. That's a huge thing coming up here. Okay. The next few cards, let's dive into these. So we also have Tender Embrace, angel number 22 coming up for you. Who are you connecting with? I feel like in this next year, there's going to be some like deep moments that you have with somebody, some really deep talks, some deep moments. I feel like you're opening up and getting so much deeper with somebody, and there's going to be so much healing within that. Look at the elephant trunks are almost a total reflection of this. There's going to be a deep emotional healing that you do with somebody, and there's going to be such deep understanding and deep healing with someone. I feel like you're already in a relationship with this person that you're going to do this deep healing with. I feel like you're already in the relationship with them. If you're still single, which I feel like most of you are not, most of you are in a relationship already, and there's deep healing happening here. Really deep healing. I feel like there's tears that are being shed, but it's so healing. And there's so much love, and it's cultivating a lot of this compassion. And I feel like it's going to totally change dynamics for you. For those of you that are not in a relationship, there could be, like, this could be a friend that this interaction comes out from, or it could be a new relationship that comes in. But I really feel like this is a relationship that you've known them for a little bit. Like, I'd say like 2 years or more, you've known this person. So we also have a Grand Symphony. This is like a big, I'm seeing this like shedding and this big moment of being like, oh my God, it's an aha moment. It's an aha moment in your love life. It's a healing aha moment in your love life where there's a big release. It's like this big climax. It's like the peak moment of like, oh my God, there we have it. There's the understanding. There's so much that can shift from that understanding. The Grand Symphony is also making me think that there's something that's going to be like an exciting news that's going to come through or happen. And it's like, oh my gosh, look at this. This is healing. This is like togetherness. If some of you have been in a relationship where there's been like distance or there's been some sort of conflict that's kind of drawn you two apart a little bit, I see you two coming back together, and there's going to be forgiveness and this understanding, this compassion, and gaining closure over a past situation, being able to close out that past situation. Okay, next card that we have is a higher view, taking a higher perspective on things, understanding. So if you need to gain understanding on a situation that's left you a little bit confused, that's happening as well. And I feel like that's going to happen around before April of 2024. Before April of 2024, things are going to make so much more sense for you in your love life. I also feel like April is going to be an incredibly significant month for you regarding your love life, Group 5. A really significant month. We also have Feeling the World. There's going to be so much more understanding between you both where it's like, oh, I finally get you. I get where you're coming from. I get where you're at. And there's, again, so much healing because of that. Then we also have Birds of a Feather flock together. Healing in a relationship, reconnection in a relationship. Forgiveness, reconnection, coming back together, healing. If there's something that separated you or maybe caused some distance, maybe caused a little bit of like anything like this, I feel like there's so much healing around that. Like I said, that's coming to a close. close. Reconnection. I also feel like, oh, I just heard birds out of the window while I was staring at these birds, and they literally sounded like the same type of chirp. There's going to be friends coming through to help support you in your love life, to help with like healing, mending old wounds. We also have the pillar. So closing out an old chapter, upholding, having the strength to uphold something. And then look at these snakes that are like coming together and like kissing. I feel like there's a commitment, like a deeper commitment, a forgiveness, an embrace, learning how to take two different pillars and mend them together. So if you feel kind of like on a different page as your lover at some point, like I feel like you're learning how to mend that and how to come together, even though you might be from two different worlds, you might have two different paths, but you're learning how to make it work. Then we also have the Death card coming through. So there's a big shift, shedding something old, renewing. This is like a renewal, a rebirth. I feel like there's a renewal or rebirth within your relationship, kind of making a big shift. Okay. Paradox. I feel like, oh my gosh, you're gonna laugh at this at one point. I feel like if you're going through like hardship right now in a relationship, I feel like you're gonna laugh about this later on in the year. You're gonna be like, oh my God, remember when we went through that? Like things are gonna be so different for you by the end of the year, even by like midway through the year. I think things are gonna be so different that you're almost gonna be laughing at like, oh my God. Okay, we also have the Power card. Oh, there's like a whole emotional release that's going to be so healing, so positive for you both. Reclaiming your power, feeling comfortable to speak, feeling heard as well. Reclaiming your place, reclaiming your throne, reclaiming your position, reclaiming your power, to feel like I feel like in your relationship, there's a huge healing where you reclaim the feeling of abundance, the feeling of security, the feeling of a solid foundation. Okay, we also have Daydream. This whole situation might be taking up a lot of mental space for you. But we have the number 11, master number 11 coming through. These deep lessons, and we have the pillar, which is the 11 as well. These deep lessons are helping you shift, and they're helping you reconnect and heal. We also have patience. A lot of this is taking up a lot of your mental space, but have patience. There's divine timing happening along with this for you to find healing, for there to be like a shift in these patterns. We have balance. So this is helping you rebalance the relationship. Look at this yin yang energy too. Helping you balance. Where have things been off kilter, off balance? All of this is happening to bring your relationship and your love life back into harmony, back into balance. We also have self-love. I feel like this is going to help you so much on your self-love journey, as well as your partner if you have a partner, which I feel like, again, I'm really feeling like most of you who chose this pile, you're definitely in a relationship. But yeah, that self-love. So healing your own relationship with yourself through what's happening here as well. We also have guarded, so it's going to help you open up more, especially with things that maybe we felt kind of closed off with. This is going to help, like, if there's been shields up with you or your partner, this is helping break down those shields so that we can be open and vulnerable to have more of those deep talks that can be healing. Because if we're just being surface level, we're not opening up, it's going to be really hard to heal. So whatever is going to be happening is going to help open up, do a lot of healing, and make a lot of shifts here. So Tons of energy. Wow. Group number 5. This is wild. We have love yourself first. Okay, so a key to your healing and the key to 2024, having this paradigm shift, having this all of this healing stuff, is loving yourself first. We have self-love and love yourself first. Put yourself first. That is, we all need to put ourselves first, right? That is key to our relationship. Put your happiness first, you know, so that you can show up to the relationship being fulfilled. And then also, you know, when you're in a relationship, you put yourself first, but then the relationship also has a total space where you're able to, when the time's appropriate, put the other person first when that time's appropriate. But look at it's kind of like the yin yang. Like, let's say you're this white space. You put yourself first the majority of the time, with the exception of those certain times where you have to put your partner first. Vice versa. They put themselves first. So that way you can show up being fulfilled, so that you have the time, energy, space to show up for your person. Because if we're always putting them first, we almost get drained. We have an empty cup and it's really hard to give from that space. So one of the keys is to have that self-love, to love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. That's a true statement. Okay, forgiving and wow. You know what's so wild? Like I say this a lot. Because this happens in like all my readings. It's crazy. But I never look at the cards before like doing the readings. Like when we put the cards in the piles, like they're always like upside down. I never see what they are. But it's so uncanny how as we're doing these readings, as I'm turning these cards over, they are just so on point with the reading. Like you can't make this stuff up. We have forgiving and learning. This is so, I can't even describe how like well that fits in with this reading. And I'm sure you already know. It's like, yep, there we go. Of course we have that card showing up. Then we also have free yourself. So freeing yourself from dynamics that don't work from you, being able to free yourself so that you can love yourself first. And through that, this is where you find healing in your love life. By loving yourself first, freeing yourself, forgiving and learning. All of these are the keys to your 2024 love life. And I really feel like by the end of 2024, you're going to be so healed, so open, so much more fulfilled, so much more full of life and zest and happiness. And there's so much more balance in your love life because of all of this. So all of this had its divine purpose for bringing you to an amazing place. So we also have warrior woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? This is a powerful message for you, my love. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? When we act out of fear and we choose, you know, even if we choose not to take action, that's still an action that we're choosing, right? No action is still a type of action that we're taking. So when we act out of fear and we're choosing to hold ourselves back, out of fear, that's an action we're taking from a place of fear, which doesn't lead us to a good place. The fear doesn't go away. We still have that inkling in the back of our mind saying like, oh, I really want to do this certain thing. I really want to do this certain thing, but we keep shutting it out. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? We have to be courageous to have things heal, to have things mend. We have to be courageous. And even if we're feeling like, oh my God, if I confront this, what if I lose something? Or what if this turns out in a way that I don't want it to? It's like, well, we still have to face it regardless of how it turns out. We still have to face it. It's something we're gonna have to face at some point. So don't put it off. So if you weren't afraid, what would you do? That's a message coming through. Then we also have mirror, who or what is triggering you? Mirror, who or what is triggering you? There's some healing here in your love life. But again, I see this turning out so beautifully as you face this. Your love life is healing, okay? And I feel like you're never gonna have to go through these lessons again, because once you learn them, it's learned. You're not gonna have to face that again. Okay, we also have share your voice. Come out of the cave, okay? There's something we need to open up about. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. Come out of the cave. 2024 is your year of confronting whatever those things were, being able to have those tough conversations, to free yourself, to love yourself, to forgive, to learn, to heal, so that you no longer have these things going on beneath the surface that are bothering you or yeah, causing some sort of like turmoil. 2024 is the healing of that. Coming out stronger than ever, coming out more as that warrior, letting go, healing, death and rebirth. The death is always the shedding of something old, the shedding of the old skin, the old paradigm, the old ways, the old circumstances, the shedding of that. It's the death of those circumstances so that you can have that rebirth of new ones, okay? Let's see, what else do we have for you? These are going to be your love messages. This one looked like it wanted to jump out. So let's see your love messages for 2024. Okay. This card says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. That is beautiful. Okay, I also feel like that one's wanting to come out. Balance. Oh my goodness, this one is so powerful. Look at this. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. No, 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 no. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. It is okay to disagree. It is okay to say no. It is okay to have those differences because that is the balance. That's also the yin yang. That's why the yin yang has the dots, you know, the dark and the light that's within each, the light and the dark, because both of it needs each other. Like that's like the dynamic of relationships. The yin yang symbol, you can apply it to anything in life. It's wild. The yin yang symbol is so deep. And you can apply it to your love life situation. Everything has balance. We don't need to agree all the time. In fact, the differences help us stay in balance. Okay, let's see. One more card from this one for you. My group fives. This one's wanting to come out. Let's see. There we go. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow and you'll be surprised where it leads. So when it comes to things that you feel like you have an inkling for and you're like, oh, I know I need to say this, but I'm scared to say it, or I know I need to confront this, but I'm scared to confront it, okay? Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change or when we resist our truth of maybe we need to confront this or maybe we need to express this, when we're resisting that, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow and you will be surprised where it leads. That is so powerful. So if there's something that you need to feel like you need to confront or speak about, this is your year to do it, okay? Because this is letting go of stress. If we're not confronting those things, that stress just continues to follow us around. And then we resist the natural flow of life. But if you go with the flow, if you don't act out of fear, right? If you weren't afraid, what would you do? When we don't act out of fear, we act out of just, you know, honoring our authenticity, honoring our truth. We go with the flow of that. You'll be surprised where it leads. It'll always lead you to a better outcome. I promise you that, because you won't be dragging stress around. It'll always lead you to a better outcome. Let's go ahead and dive into some more cards here. So we also have the Way Shower and we also have the Oracle. So lead, ask, listen, trust. Trust yourself. Trust your inner instincts. Trust your authenticity. And then Way Shower, usher, decide, discern, defend. Be a leader. Step up to that leadership position. The Way Shower, make your decisions, have discernment. The Way Shower, even if you're unsure about what the outcome will be, allow it to unfold naturally, allow it to go with the flow, allow it to unfold because you're honoring your authenticity. And then the way will be shown because you're honoring your authenticity, and it will always be a better way than hanging on to the stress and hanging on to something that's not honoring the authenticity. So that is that. We're going to dive into some Astro Dice. I'm going to restart the camera really quick just so it doesn't cut out on us. Okay, so our Astro Dice, let's take the Zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll it 3 times to get the top 3 most likely Zodiac signs to be the most common in your love life during 2024. Did I randomly say 2023? I don't know why that's like stuck in my head. Anyway, we're talking about 2024. So let's see. We have Pisces showing up. So Pisces energy, We have Aquarius energy. And we have Capricorn energy. So those are the most kind of prominent zodiac signs that are most likely to be in your life in 2024. The Capricorn energy is one where we are up leveling. It's where we're integrating lessons so that we can rise higher than ever. Capricorn is that mountain goat. It's rising higher than ever, but it's through embracing those challenges that we might need to meet along the way. But when we meet the challenges, that's when we rise up, because the only way up the mountain is to face the challenge of climbing the mountain. But that's where we get to the goal. And then the Aquarius energy is doing things that might be out of the ordinary, embracing your uniqueness, embracing the fact that you're different, and figuring things out anyway. It's also a sign that's very intellectual. It helps us figure things out, helps us problem solve. And then what was our other sign? Pisces. Pisces is that creative outlook, bringing that creativity into things. And I know I always talk about, like, we're talking about the zodiac signs that are going to be prominent, like as in people, but the energies are also very significant, which is why I also talk about the energies, because clearly the energy of that sign is showing up in your life for a reason. And that's why you're magnetizing those particular zodiac signs your ways, because that energy is prominent in your life in 2024. So that's what we have there. And then let's go ahead and roll all these together to get any last information for you. So we have Gemini, we have Mercury and Gemini in the 9th house. Tons of learning, tons of communication, opening up the communication channels. Mercury and Gemini are both about communication. The 9th house is about learning and expansion, expanding your wisdom, expanding your learning, expanding in your relationship. This is such deep talks. I feel like you're going to have deeper talks and deeper learning within your love life than ever, but it's going to be so healing. And that Sagittarius energy is like helping us shoot forward, because the 9th house is connected to Sagittarius. It's helping us shoot forward faster and greater than ever. Mercury energy is opening up those communication channels, mentally allowing yourself to clear so that you're not hanging on to mental stress anymore. Gemini helps us see both sides of the equation, but also helps us have lucid, clear communication to where we can figure things out. This is all about figuring things out, problem solving, getting to the bottom of it so that it can flow easily and be clear, so we can have a clear mind, clear understanding. This is mutual understanding. Like, if you need mutual understanding with somebody, this is your year where you're going to get that, and it's going to help you clear, help you have a fresh slate in your love life to build upon. So that is what we have here. It's so interesting that you have the fluorite crystal too, just because fluorite's connected to the heart chakra. And I feel like a lot of your reading is heart chakra centered, balancing that heart chakra, balancing what's going on in there, being able to fully communicate what's going on there and heal that and all of that. So that is what we have here for you. Thank you so much for joining me here today at my group number 5s for your love life prediction for 2024. Anything that you're facing right now that might seem like a bit of a issue, that's all getting sorted out. You are sorting that out this year, and it's going to help you have that fully clean slate in your love life where things are going to feel mended. You're going to feel closer, more healed, and much more free and full of that zest and self-love. So that is what we have here for you. Sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and until next time, bye.